Thrushmoor. It's a quiet town in southern Ustalav on the banks of Lake Incarthen. Hardly a memorable thing about it, up until recently. The city's citadel fell silent, the guards all disappeared. Then of course there was that business at the asylum. The Count's men showed back up. They're an odd bunch, enforcers and performers. Researchers, magical scholars. And the new man with them too. They were sent in there by the Count, though he's disappeared these days too. He abdicated his throne, left his manor atop the hill. Who knows what fate Thrushmoor will face now? But I have a feeling these folk have a steady hand in it.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we get into today's show, I feel obligated to talk about the weekend we have in front of us, because boy howdy, there are a lot of undeniably good times coming in the next couple of days. If you're watching this live,
no, nothing else, right?
if you're watching this live on twitch.tv/UGT show, tomorrow, about 40 minutes from the time we have right now, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be launching the premiere of a brand new show. Abomination Vaults, because we're addicted to like kinda spooky, just sort of eldritch adventures.
Or is it Paizo?
There are a lot of other adventure paths that are not the ones that we picked. We
like,
clearly have a type, man.
There's like 5 adventure paths total ever made, and they're all spooky.
And they're all spooky.
And then there's Age of Ashes.
That's gonna start. That's gonna start tomorrow afternoon with a whole new show, whole new cast of brand new characters, a lot of returning faces that I'm super glad to get back in the adventure, and a new person in the GM seat who definitely should have been there more than he has been. So it's Nick. Nick's GMing.
Nick's great. We love Nick.
You've seen this man and his encyclopedic brain. Now he gets to run an entire Pathfinder show, which we honestly really probably should have had him do a long time ago.
Do you think that he's going to break down having to run a game for me?
No.
You don't think so?
I think he is fully capable of handling you.
Deals with Jin every single day.
But
Now it's
after
both of us.
after that premiere tomorrow, the very next day, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, same time slot we've had it is Malevolence, but it's not just any episode of Malevolence. Tomorrow, we start a brand new show. The day after,
The penultimate episode.
we
No.
we end one. We got the premiere of Abomination Vaults going straight into the finale of Malevolence. It's a big weekend.
Who's going to survive? They haven't fallen apart yet as a family unit.
Only almost died like 16 times. It hasn't killed me yet. So thanks to about 50 wheels.
The
So
30
it's-
minutes, the 30 minutes I've watched, they have grown closer as a family though. So it's a
Well,
good show.
If you want to see how that ends or how a new adventure begins, we got a lot of stuff coming this weekend. But today, in the here and the now, we're back in Thrushmoor. We're back in this humble little fishing village in Ustalav, which once housed the renowned Briarstone Asylum. I suppose technically it still does. The building is still there mostly. If it'll ever be serviceable again, it's going to be years, if not decades, of work. But you've left that behind. You've all come into this town that it's clear that you have spent a good amount of time in. You've made connections, you've met people, Marius less than the rest, but still, your journey brought you here just the same as everybody else's. You just, remember it.
Yeah.
Lucky.
But not all of us are that fortunate. Some of the people we've met remember us fondly, some particularly fondly. A lot don't so much. We faced everything we've come across as it came. That's the only way we can. One problem at a time. And as the party sleeps, more or less peacefully, one of you sleeping off an incredibly potent poison-induced coma.
I'm going to chalk that up to one big whiff too many.
One big whiff too many. As we're sleeping this off, it is in fact a good and peaceful night. 2 blesses. One for MD, one for Cammy.
Oh, Cammy.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You are now obligated to pull
I
out
didn't
your
look-
gun and just blap somebody with a 20. The world needs to see it happen. Those are both coming from Saiyan Fox 10.
Oh, thank you.
Fox.
And there is something a little bit better than that too. Before you go to sleep, you're looking through, thinking about the experiences you've had, the things that you've come across, the things you've seen. Cammy, you're looking at these weird little buds that you found, these strange little rose buds here. Thinking about what you're going to do with them. And thinking about, well, the better goods that you found back in Daradella's cave.
Yeah.
The perhaps more personally useful
Yes.
aids that you may have come across. As you're looking across these, maybe it's, mortal peril. Maybe it's just the stress of everything. Maybe it's, I don't know, something about your gnomish nature. Your weird magic, your connection to the first world, blue, even. But every time you look at that little bag of pesh that you've collected, it seems a little bit more off-putting. At least less tempting. It's not just 2 blesses. It's 2 blesses and a wheel. And coming through with this wheel here, you don't need it.
Oh my god.
I don't need it.
You-
I don't need it.
I'm free.
Reesi came and run out the house. I'm free. I'm free. You don't need
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Some part of you knows that's definitely not what it was for. And you're a little bit almost disappointed in yourself for coming to that conclusion in the first place. And this kind of like moment of personal revelation. Again, whether it's the magic, the blue, or the stress, you really don't need it. You're not that addicted to Pesh.
I'm not
You can live.
that addicted.
You tried it a couple of times, and maybe it was just that first initial rush.
Oh
The
my
first
gosh.
hit,
That
the
addicted.
first high.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry about that anymore.
I'm so proud of
I
you.
got wheeled into rehab. I got,
That's usually how it works, yeah.
Yeah. There's an intervention.
oh my gosh, thank you. Oh,
Just walk
thank
into
goodness.
the house. We got to talk to you about your problem.
You're not the
Oh
only
my
one
gosh.
coming into some strange revelations yourself tonight, sitting sequestered in this little room in the cottage you've claimed for yourself, as a visitor has once again come for Reesi, who is, this is just hilarious to me, literally leaving his window a little bit cracked to make it
Yeah.
easier for Reesi to get in.
Got little water cups on the
Leave some
side.
cookies out just in case.
What's she, Santa?
Santa
Put on
Reesi
some
comes to play.
cologne.
Before that.
Right,
She shows up again,
exactly.
much as she had a few nights prior, wrapped up in very dark leather armor that, in the scant moonlight, almost obscures much of her form. Helps her blend into the shadows. Hood up, mask over her face, but it's obviously her. And instead of, taking you at knife point out of the window this time, he just invites you to come along with her. Put your shoes on. even.
Yeah, I'll put my little leather armor on too. I
Okay.
Had it
Are
there.
you grabbing anything? Or you just kind of putting on the armor and the shoes?
Yeah, I'm just getting that. And just
Fair enough.
my fiddle and stuff. 'Cause I don't have my violin.
That's what I'm
yet.
wondering. Like, are you bringing like your violin?
Yeah, in case the moment is good for playing music.
So it's
Are you going to serenade your lady without your violin?
this is like several minutes of you because you're putting on leather armor. Like that's not just his shirt. You don't just throw that over your head. Like that takes a little bit. She's just sitting there by the window, and as you're strapping up this leather armor, she just leans her head in. Are you serious?
Well, you're wearing leather armor.
She kind of rolls her rolls her eyes so hard her entire head goes back. What do you think I'm gonna do to you?
No, I thought we were gonna do something to other
If
people.
I was gonna stab you, it would have been easier to do it before you even got out of bed. No, we're not gonna. There's no one out in the streets at night in Thrushmoor.
Okay, then I could just leave the armor. I thought we were gonna be up to mischief.
Come on, hurry up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Steps aside.
Man with his average night.
To be
I
easy.
can't
Just to
even.
be easy for a day. You climb to the window and follow along with Reesi. This time her just stoically leading a few steps ahead. Once you get moving away from the cottage, she just walks. She doesn't look back. She doesn't say anything. She just goes.
So, like, if you're free tomorrow afternoon, we were gonna take some of those hallucinatory mushrooms and go down to the park and just hang out by the Stella and try to figure out, I don't know, the magic. I mean, if you want to hang out, just we always meet at night. You know these people. You know Trey, Hoodlum, and everybody.
Yeah, I do. Yes,
We could just hang out
I
like old
knew
times.
all of you, but do you even know these people? Do you even know Hoagland and Martin and Adelmay?
A little bit. I know some stuff.
A little.
Yeah, we used to hang out at the Stain.
Nothing's come back to you?
Huh?
Nothing's come back to you yet. No memories rushing in. You still don't remember who you were, who I am even.
We used to work for the count, and I remember MD told me to do something. Brick gave me a job to find. I guess we were finding people. We would abduct people or something. So I'm getting little bits and pieces.
That's something at least.
And maybe if we hang out together, all as a group, we could remember more stuff.
She stops for a moment and just kind of turns back to you. I'd like to think we could. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But she sort of points. I imagine you just carrying your violin.
I mean, I got a little strap.
You got a little
back.
strap just kind of on your back. So we'll kind of point at the neck of it, then fucking over your shoulder. Where'd you get that?
So apparently the violin I had was really valuable and important or something. He said the person, because I just wanted a bow. And then the guy was like, I gotta study this. He gave me a loaner.
Your fiddle.
The old violin.
Was that something? All right, fair enough.
But I found it in the asylum. Apparently it's well made.
But you remember how to play the thing, at least. It clearly calls to you enough. You've gone through apparently 2 of them since whatever happened at the asylum.
Yeah.
All right, maybe this will work then. And she turns back and keeps walking. She leads you in short order back to the warehouse, where she hauls the door open again just enough for you to slip inside and for her to follow.
You seem to be able to access this way easier than I can.
I know it's not sealed. By the way, I heard about that. And your friends shouldn't come poking your heads in here if no one's bringing it. Don't cause any problems while we don't know what to think of you. Melison doesn't know if she can trust a lot of you. And I understand her. You don't even know who you are.
Can we trust her?
Well, I guess depends on where you think you can place your trust. Can you trust me?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you can trust her.
Okay.
And she pulls the door closed behind you. It takes a moment, even from the dim light of outside, for your eyes to kind of adjust to the even darker interior of the warehouse. There's no torches or anything lit, just the little bits of light coming in just around the cracks of the boards. It's pitch black for a moment as Reesi lights up an oil lantern inside. And as she does, she illuminates another figure waiting inside here. What looks like a 9-foot tall, just massive, towering man. A huge black leather coat, completely concealing his form, and a wide-brimmed hat of the same material perched upon his head.
Excuse me.
The light flickers across a truly unsettling visage under that hat. A face that looks like it's mottled, half melted. Almost a cruel facsimile of a human face, more than something recognizable. As the hat sort of slopes down over one side of this view, you can see a bright yellow eye, dimly flickering in the light, visible.
Nice hat.
He's standing the other end of the warehouse, maybe 20 feet from you, as Reesi picks up the lantern and holds it. And just looks at him for a moment, and then looks across to you. And then back to this figure. Let me try mine first. And as she moves over back towards the goods, the crate at the side of the warehouse, this figure starts to take a big, heavy step towards you. And she immediately turns and whirls on her heels. Stop! I said wait. And he looks at her and takes another step. And she immediately reaches back and draws a rapier out from the side of her belt. Don't make me ask again. You don't listen to me, you'll listen to this. He looks at her, looks at you, and waits. She moves over and pulls up a bundle, a couple of feet across, just wrapped in a simple hempen blanket, and undoes it, revealing just the next in the infinite conveyor of violins that seem to be coming into Easy's life here. It's a bit nicer than the one you currently have strapped across your back, but much more similar in make and in finish to that than to the one that you had left with the man back up at the market. And she carefully unfolds it, and the bow next to it, and walks over and just sort of holds it out in front of her towards you. You recognize this at all?
This is my old violin?
Yeah, it was. I dare say you were closer to this thing than you were to me, or any other human for that matter.
Well, sorry if that was, causing a rift.
Here.
I'll take it.
You pick it up in your hands. I mean, it feels as familiar as any other violin and any other instrument you've used. But not really anymore, so. It feels natural, but clearly with the level of skill that you have with these instruments, pretty much any will. Anything?
Yeah, it feels familiar.
Is that it? Just look. This is plan A. I really want plan A to work. Does that give you anything? Any recollection at all? Any kind of memories?
Can I close my eyes and focus real hard? I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna play a tune to hopefully. I don't know. This person also looks. Everyone's looking really rough around these town, so I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. You got a bright yellow eye, and I don't know why, but I hope you get better.
Are you rhyming?
Yeah. So here's a few letters. Don't die, big guy. Anything?
She just looks stark confusion.
I'm
on
casting
Reese's
Soothe
face.
on this guy.
Oh my god.
The guy?
I'm casting Soothe
Which
on
also
everybody.
rhymed.
So, does he feel it? Does he smile?
You cast the magic and you feel the magic reach out to this huge figure towering up over the space. And it definitely lands. The spell affects him, but
It's not like that weird lady where it affects something else.
no, you feel it affect him as it should. He does not react, save just the slightest tilt of his head. His expression unchanged.
Yeah, that's the best I could do.
Martin, please. Focus. There has to be something in that thick skull of yours left.
Can I try reading the aura of my violin? Or detecting
It
magic?
is completely non-magical.
Is the guy magical?
You get a strange aura on the guy as you reach out. Something emanating out from him. It's not a magical signature so much like he is magical as it is just sort of around him, around his coat, his body. It's potent. Strong enough that even just casting this Readar, I actually need you to make me a will save.
Oh.
Oh no.
That almost
no,
never
no,
happens.
You're good at these.
Okay, 16 plus 11 is 27.
All right, 27 will succeed.
Okay.
You resist it, but you feel something almost similar to like when you've been back at the asylum when you had done the ritual to pull yourselves into the Tatterman's dream. Something you haven't felt since you left Briarstone Island. Something? Well, that looked promising.
Yeah, this person's not friendly. This person's trying to. It's got some spooky stuff going on. There's an old lady recently that mentioned Spectress, Zamindor, all that stuff. I don't know. I think this is
Don't say that.
okay. Zamin, I
Just
can't.
don't even refer. Don't.
Yeah,
Have you?
like-
Did you? Oh, you went to Daradella, didn't you?
Yes, she's not alive anymore.
Good, honestly. Should have done that months ago.
She one of our team members has the siege. She says, "I'm gonna wake him up at the bottom of the lake." Is he really at the bottom of the lake, or is that like a figure of speech?
I don't put too much stock in anything Daradella says, and you shouldn't either. But don't say that name again. Don't mention it. Don't think it.
Okay, forget I said it.
And you. There's a lot at play here you can't understand. It's. Martin, I can't make you understand how important it is that you remember. I can't even explain to you what I can't explain to you, but. If that violin's not doing it, I suppose it's plan B then.
Yeah, we hang out in the park tomorrow.
And she looks over towards the man.
Oh,
Just closes her eyes and bows her head.
It's a double day.
Fine. I'll try Malison's way then. And he takes a step forward. And as he walks up towards you, Reesi just stands next to you, and you can see clear as day and trepidation in her face. She is not comfortable with whatever it is that's about to happen. She looks almost afraid. Something you haven't seen in her before. The figure looms more over you as he gets closer, his towering height more apparent, until he stands just 10 feet from the pair of you. His expression still unchanged, not a word passing his lips, as that mottled face just looks down at you.
and I go invisible.
You cast invisibility?
Yeah, I'm just out of there, and I do a nice step backwards.
He doesn't do anything immediately, but Reesi Rex, Martin, come on!
I got scared. I'm sorry.
You guys made me eat. When you say something, her eyes sort of lock onto you.
Oh, dude, come on.
Martin,
Can you just what's gonna happen? Is this like the dentist where it's like it's fine, I'm scared,
you
but it's
said
gonna
you
be...
trusted me.
I did. It's a fear reaction.
It's not.
Is it gonna hurt?
I don't
Is
know.
it for my own good? Is it something like...
It's if it works, it's for the better. But it's not going to be pleasant. But just please, Martin, for me, if nothing else.
Okay, I'll do it, but we should hang out during the day, and you should meet my friends.
If we can get your mind back, we can hang out whenever you want.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do you drop invisibility?
Because
Because that's gonna last a minute if you don't or 10 minutes if you don't dismiss it. Like you can. It's not a thing you have to focus on. It's a thing you have to like almost focus to
yeah, I'm
push
gonna
back
drop it.
out. Okay. Throughout all of this, the man doesn't react. He just stops when you disappear, watches you two converse, and then just locks his eyes on you again as you reappear. He reaches up to the clasp of his coat with one heavy gloved hand and pulls his coat open. And you see, blazoned upon his chest, a bright yellow symbol. 3-pronged, whirling design that the instant you lay eyes on it, your brain is sent into a whirling rush of overwhelming stimulation. Make me a will save.
Okay. 13 plus 11. 24.
24. As you look at this, it's all that you can see. You feel it searing into your eyes, into your mind. You see around you, this isn't like you're transported. This isn't like the ritual that sent you into a nightmare. You're here, and the walls of this warehouse are just melting and falling away around you. The ceiling withering and retracting, revealing the view of that town. The yellow mist in every direction, the tower sat in the distance. This emblem you had just seen upon this man's chest, now blazing from the very top of this tower, hanging in the sky, where so many times before you'd seen the moon just sitting there, cresting it. Looking at this symbol is almost painful. It's agonizing. It's overwhelming, but it's difficult to tear your gaze away from it. With a 24, you can just compel yourself to look away. What do you do?
Am I in the town?
You were in the center of that town where last you stood, you and your friends had faced down the Tatterman.
Okay. I'm gonna just, I guess, only way out is through, so I'm gonna head to the tower.
You step forward. You don't look away from this, you go towards this.
Well, I'm gonna look away, but towards. Like, I'm gonna look down, but walk towards it. Like,
He's watching the tower's feet.
I'm watching the tower's feet. I'm
as you
still
look
scared.
down, you hear another voice, unsettlingly familiar, from behind you.
Raise your gaze
That will killed you.
into it.
Fine. Everyone's telling me what to do. I'll look up. I'll look at it.
The voice of the Tatterman is unmistakable. You look back up at this sigil. You feel his hand on your shoulder, and just in the corner of your vision, you can see his gnarled fingers resting like a supporting friend, walking with you as you move forward.
Yes. Focus on it. Stare deeply into the sign. Focus about what it means.
Look, Martin, please.
Okay.
And everything just goes black.
Like I'm blind, or like.
You wake up. You don't know how long later. It could have just been a second. Could be minutes, could be hours. But you are on the cold wooden floor of the warehouse, with Reesi just kneeling in front of you. Martin, come on, please.
Hey,
Oh, thank the gods.
how long was that?
A few seconds, maybe.
Ooh, okay. Is the big guy still here?
And she just looks up past you.
Okay, so there's a tower, and there was this symbol on
I
this
don't care what you
chest.
saw, but did you remember anything? Did that bring anything back?
It didn't bring back memories of not this weird town.
Damn it! And she slams her fist into the ground. Damn it!
Maybe I should visit the hill again? Because there's this lady that told me I lived in the hill and I should return. This old...
You can't come back to Iris Hill, not while you don't even know who you are. I'm sorry. All right, it's plan C. And she pushes herself up her fist and moves back over to the stuff. Pulls a dagger out from her belt and reaches down for a little into a little pile of bottles and alchemical supplies, and just kind of starts looking through a couple of things. Where she picks up a pretty small little thimble, undoes the stopper, and just carefully starts applying whatever is in here to the edge of this little blade. Doesn't say anything, she's just going. You look over and you can see this man in the black still just looming over you.
So is
Now,
this
like a mountain just looking you down at you, his coat closed again.
So are you like a contractor or like?
Oh my gosh.
like, have I worked with you before? Do you have a name? The weather's crazy. It's pretty nice.
He doesn't
outside.
speak. Not without good reason, anyway.
So he like works for you?
For us, yes.
For us. Okay.
Although, it's not exactly how the relationship goes, I suppose. He helps us. All right, I'll be back. May stays in the room next to yours, yes?
Um.
And she's heading for the door, knife in hand.
So. Yeah, can I come with you?
Do you want to take part in this?
I just want to like be.
Stay here. It's
no,
safer.
I think I want to be. I just rather like see it. You know.
Why? You
I don't know.
help?
I'd feel less bad.
I don't like this any more than you do, but it's a long shot. Mine didn't work. Melison's idea didn't work. It's plan C. Run this through Edelmay's throat, and maybe this all sorts itself out. Stay here.
I'd feel pretty bad just hiding while you did all the dirty work. Like, I feel like we should do more like 50-50 in this arrangement.
What are you going to add to this, Martin?
I don't know. Like, if anything else, like if everyone else wakes up, you'll be alone.
You're
with-
stalling.
What I'm saying is, you'll be alone. There's like 4 other people in there. If it's just you,
None of them
I'm
will
worried
know.
about you. You know.
None of them even noticed the first time I held you at a knife point. They won't find Edelmay till the morning. Long dead.
I don't know. One of our things just turned into a ghoul, and he's got a big nose. He can smell you.
I don't even know him. If I have to cut him down, it's nothing to me.
It's pretty tough people. All I'm saying is, I will be back up. I don't even have to be in there. Just be outside.
Martin, she caused all of this. I don't think putting her down is going to fix it, but I don't know what else to try.
We could go to the park. What is the timeline so short on this? We have to do this like right now.
We have to fix this sooner rather than later before it's too late. I don't know how much time we have, Martin. What if this is permanent? What becomes permanent?
But I've been getting better. I've been remembering more stuff. Like at the park, I remembered when MB told me how to to abduct people.
She just has the knife.
It feels like you're under a lot of pressure. Like, where is this coming from? Who's?
Well, I don't want to do this either, obviously. We were friends once, all of us. But if putting her down will fix it, I'll do it.
But what if it doesn't fix it, and then it was?
Then at least I tried.
Okay, if you think you have to do that, but I want to be there. Let's go.
No. I can't trust you. I don't know what you'll do. I don't know who you're loyal to or what you actually know.
I just trusted you implicitly with this big scary guy. You don't trust me?
I wish I could. Martin, I really do.
Well, I'm gonna go. And I just leave. I start heading for the door. Because, kind of hurt when you said that. I'm just gonna leave. I'll be at the park tomorrow, but
She
whatever.
just kind of tosses the dagger on the floor. And just reaches out and puts her arms around you. Just hug. Drops her head on your shoulder.
Pat her back.
I'm sorry, I can't fix this, Martin. I don't know what else to try.
Is Melison rushing? Like what's the big? Is there a deadline, a timeline? Why does this have to be now?
Not things are already happening. We can't stop now.
We could probably stop things better if we're unified instead
That's
of fighting amongst each other.
What do you think I'm trying to do, you goddamned idiot?
I am pretty dumb. but
I love this man. Please protect him.
Martin, you can't help if you don't even know what's going on.
no, but I could.
And I
help
can't even begin
regardless.
to explain it to you. It's just, there isn't time. Don't come back here, okay?
Okay.
Don't go to Iris Hill neither.
All right. What if we just run away? What if we get out of this town? This town's pretty cursed. There's a bunch of weird, like 9-foot-tall people, melting old ladies, lights. We finished that play, the King in
She
Yellow
just
or the Yellow
Kind
King.
of picks her head up and just looks at you, just right face to face.
We finished that. We tour from town to town. We could run grifts. Like we'll survive.
You don't know how badly I want to take that over, Martin. I really do. I'm sorry.
What's keeping you here?
Some things are more important than what we want or what I want. Some things are just bigger than us.
Well, I would disagree with that.
I know you would. It's not the first time we've had this conversation. You've offered it before.
Oh. We'll see.
That's what the play was for in the first place. That was the plan B. We just need the tall door or something and
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
make a living somewhere else. And
Let's go. Cover a night. We'll be gone before they all wake up.
I'm sorry I dragged you back into this. I can't, Martin. Not now. It's too late. Like, go back to sleep. Oh, tell Melissa it didn't work and just, I guess, go back to not even remembering who I am.
I mean, I don't have to remember you to like know you.
If we had time to start over, but really, Martin, just you suck it goodbye.
Yeah.
Just go.
Okay.
And she just lets go, takes a step back, and pulls the door open just enough. Take care.
You too.
If this all works how it's supposed to, none of what we do here will matter in a week's time. Well, I don't know what you choose to do anyway.
I mean, I told you what I wanted to do.
Well.
I don't know really what else to do. Life just kind of happens.
I've been promised a lifetime and more of excess and decadence, and if that doesn't include you, I don't even know what it is. When the king comes, we'll write this. But I have to finish that first.
Well,
Go, Martin.
okay. Well, this isn't bye. See you later.
We'll see you after.
All right. And I
Physically, like,
Okay.
push you out the door.
No, bye. I'll see you later.
Just close the door.
and I like Charlie Brown walk back home.
Aww.
Take your way back.
So you sleep with a knife, right?
I sleep with a gun.
I'm gonna knock on.
Loaded and
Cammy's
under
door,
my
though.
pillow.
I'm gonna knock on Cammy's door though when I get back home.
Okay. You go back in and then just like out in the hallway and Cam, you a light sleeper.
No way. And she snores.
A single lock and I hear like the hammer click back.
What would a snore even sound like from something that tiny?
That's actually blue.
That's actually.
You knock on the door and there's no response at all. She is not a light sleeper.
I'm gonna knock louder.
Make me a perception check.
I make a perception.
Yeah.
Okay. Here I go. Oh. Oh. Well.
What?
That's a 19 on 29.
29. You may be a heavy sleeper, but you hear
I hear
the
so
slightly
good.
more persistent knocking at the door of
Oh my god.
a woodpecker.
The first clue
Kimmy
is
will-
just fingers.
Gimme.
Stop. Gammy will kind of collect all of the covers on her bed and just kind of wrap herself and like grumpily come to the door, and she swings it open, and you just see like
Just a little nugget. Just a wad. Twice as wide around as Cammy usually is.
Wait.
I'm sorry to wake you. Oh, I think we should have an emergency meeting. I think we need. I have like a little cup, and I just start hitting it.
Bang, 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 bang.
I take the cup. I throw it. It shatters.
That's certainly less loud. Those of you in the living room where the cup lands are immediately startled awake by this.
in the head.
Emergency meeting.
Oh my god!
There's an imposter among us.
Oh,
Emergency meeting.
I just fell asleep.
I just got here. There's just
Kick Trey in the foot.
What time is it?
Bedtime.
it's late.
What
Kick
did
Trey in
you
the foot
wanna-
again.
He's
Trey,
What do
Easy
you
wants
wanna
to have
meet
an
about?
emergency meeting.
Cammy, you're in danger.
Well, I'm awake.
Yeah.
Armor on. Just ready to go.
Just stands up, the armor comes out of his clothes.
the blankets drop off and then he's fully suited. Red Destiny in hand.
I'm in danger of not getting my beauty sleep. Listen, I want to go.
Yeah, but I just think we should all sleep in the living room and be on high alert. I just got back from, well, you know how I saw that old lady who like put me in a weird like dark prison for a little bit.
You're having a terrible night.
All right, I need you to.
Are you saying you snuck out again?
Well, yeah.
This is about your side piece or whatever. I don't want to talk about this right now. I want to go back to
it's
bed.
with Melison.
Did you?
Well, because she kind of works for her, and then she has it out for you. Melison.
What in the hell are we talking about?
Easy, we need you to start from the top.
So
No, I need you to start from the cave.
from the cave where you went to sleep. for a little
He like
How did we
just,
get back?
Oh yeah, you just woke
He's
up.
finally sober again.
He's been in a
yeah, we
poison coma.
Yeah, we killed the lady that
Go
poisoned
get him
you,
a
so-
glass
Yeah.
of water.
As you should.
Also, I'm
She's
back.
dead. She said some crazy
She-
We're
stuff.
not surprised you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Melison and Reesi didn't like her either. So we kind of did something for them. But Melison doesn't like you. And then,
Drawing a chart of everyone's names and who
Yeah.
they like and who they don't like.
Got the red threads, green
Yeah.
threads.
and they think that Cammy dying might fix things.
What? No.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
You know what else
what I'm saying
fixes
is
things?
Reesi's a good person. She's just under a lot of pressure from Melison.
So we kill Melison and
Yeah.
the problem goes away.
That's what I'm
why
thinking.
would killing me fix what?
It doesn't.
I don't know. I think
Well,
maybe
yeah.
I'm starting to think we did some magic ritual or something. We're part of some stuff. I saw this big guy that also like sent me to the town. They have a lot of people working from there, like demons or those like weird monsters.
We're in the town.
The other one, the Dream Town, the one
How
with the
drunk
big tower.
are you?
I'm not. That's the thing.
Insight check.
All I'm saying is we need to just sleep together in the living room and be on high alert because
Because they're gonna come kill me.
they're gonna come kill you.
No. I want to do more than just sleep in the living room.
Well, 'cause the thing is, I've been in my own room and I've been abducted twice. So being in our own room separately is not.
Why
safe.
would they kill? So it's my fault then. It's the whole
I don't know.
doomsday.
You got some stuff
Like-
going on. I don't know what we could have done in the past. Because everything we've learned about our past selves is not great. So who knows
Alright.
what past Cammy did?
Cammy, you're sleeping in the living room. We're putting your bundle of blankets back on the bed.
It's a
What does the blankets have to do with this?
So it looks like you're in the bed.
Oh, true. Yeah, sleep. It's a sleepover. It's just pretending to.
We're just gonna
an
grab
emergency
a pillow
sleepover.
Why don't-
and put it on the top
Wait.
of the giant bundle of blankets. Now Cammy's gone.
No.
Have you closed
You
your
let her-
window?
Okay,
You let her
I'm gonna
keep her
go
bundle
close
of
it right now.
blankets And take his bundle of blankets.
As long as the bed looks like she's in it, we just need a pillow under the blankets.
Easy. As
And a
you
melon.
slip back into your room, just going to close the window 'cause it's still open from where you left. you see that there is a bundle of papers on your bed. A loosely bound, coverless book. Well, like half an inch thick.
Okay.
On the cover, in a bold typeface, it says The King in Yellow.
Is it the play? Is it the rough draft of the play?
Sure looks like it. You
Well, that's
you
kinda
flip
sad.
it open to look, and right on the inside of that cover, big letters, hands a very kind of flowing but large script written somewhat hastily. Don't, underscored 3 times, trust her.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
There's a lot of hers.
Yeah, that could be
Anyone.
Melison or Cammy or Reesi.
No,
or-
not that one.
That
It
second
couldn't
one,
be that
strike
one.
that from the list.
Yeah.
Completely trustworthy.
Okay, put that in my pocket.
All right.
And I lock the window and I go back to the living room. I lock my window.
Um,
I'm gonna put my armor on.
It's like midnight.
Yeah.
gonna sleep in his arm.
You go back to sleep.
We should probably just take
Well, I
shifts.
don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, you two go back to sleep.
To be fair, I've already gotten
I've,
like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's true. You're pretty rested at this
we-
point. You're good to go.
We'll take shifts.
Okay, wait. Do you think this is like about like the thing that I told you about?
Probably.
Okay.
It's all connected somewhere or another.
Cause then like if it's like should everybody be around me if I'm unconscious? Like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The
You'll
worst
be-
you did
we'll be
last time
fine.
wasn't that bad.
I'll just kind of pass my file around. It's like I just want everybody to be on the same page. I was kind of hoping that this
All
would
right,
be
my
water
new
under the
bodyguard
bridge.
team, here you go.
Yeah, no, everybody can take a look at this if you want. I
We
don't
get a
care,
dossier.
but
Boy.
yeah, I don't care. Whoever wants to look, yeah, go for it, dude. Because they were putting me under security. So I kind of was hoping that I could stay in the other room, so like nothing crazy would happen.
I mean,
I mean, we slept near each other in the asylum
What
almost every single night.
what is the layout of her room? Does it also have like a easily
Almost
accessible window?
identical to what he's been staying at. It's just a small bedchamber with a single window face on the same wall.
I would
That,
feel
he
much
uses.
safer with all of us in the same room.
It says mostly harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the second page they put me on a danger threat level.
Green
Okay.
level. Green
And
is
then
a
there
fun
it says,
color.
"Don't talk to me alone."
Is
And
this
then
your SCP containment file?
yeah,
Okay.
I love how like
It says,
she's
"Don't
so
remove from
concerned over her
solitary
file, and mine,
ward."
The first thing is beat up a bunch of people on entry.
You
Yeah.
just beat up all the orderlies.
Like
yeah.
I took down multiple orderlies.
I think we're fine.
We're fine. Cammy hasn't done anything to harm us yet.
A little bit though. That
Not
one time,
really.
like I think a
to
bunch
be
of
100% fair, we really don't know that.
yeah, but you can't hurt. You can't take care. You can't take us all out. You know, we'll all be fine. Someone will be.
Now, I
someone
don't
will be
like the
hurt.
way that you said that.
now this feels personal.
Now, hold on,
Now
actually-
it feels like it's an insult.
Would you feel safer if you're like in a cupboard?
I could put
I
you
clear
in.
out a cupboard.
Kinda,
bundle of
actually,
blankets in
yeah,
there.
that kind of sounds.
Just pick her up and just
This
set her
is
in
what
the
you were
cupboard.
concerned
You
about?
made a nest.
Yeah,
Why?
That's what I'm saying.
because everybody else's was like just like in normal.
We have done
in
worse.
normal asylum, and then this one was like, don't talk to her alone.
I tried to explain to
Don't
her.
mess
Can I
with
see
that. Like she's in solitary.
We have literally done worse conscious than what that says.
I cut someone's
I-
tongue out.
There's
It's just it kind
I
of
stomped the
it
woman's
kind of
head
paints
in.
me out like some sort of nuclear bomb or something. So
I've-
I was a little concerned. I'm a biohazard.
This is an intervention campaign.
Either way,
I want to live in the cupboard. Yes, thank you. That's actually
MD sets up a nice little nest in this cleared out
feel like
cupboard.
it's like a little house.
Cupboard. Just
it's
moving all the
actually
little
up
pans
high.
and
No one
pots
would
out
think
of
to
it.
look for her up high.
I scramble my little legs kicking to get in that thing.
And you've got a nice little security box that you can sleep in here, at least a little bit hidden.
Actually, perfect.
It's just
Wait, can we
kind of a
lock the
great
cupboard?
size.
Cupboard does not come with a lock.
Some
No.
cupboards do.
I mean, you can like tie it closed. It's like 2 doors with knobs in the front. You could-
That's not conspicuous. You've barricaded a cupboard.
Nothing in here.
The rats, man. The rats are
Perfectly
really
normal
bad.
cupboard. Don't look in this
Don't.
cupboard.
Barricade.
Don't dead Cammy
It's
inside.
just
Or sign-
normal
A
rice
sign
and
that
beans.
says out of order.
Yeah.
No,
Don't dead open
if you
inside.
tie the bottom
Don't get
cupboard,
Cammy.
they'll never think to look in the top
With
cupboard.
Cammy tucked away and you having learned what you can for tonight, it seems. It is still very much late. There's little left to do, but head back to sleep.
We'll just take shifts.
All quite rudely interrupted. A watch sounds like it's very much in order. So, taking your turns, watching over everything, Trey can pretty much take all of it today as he's slept through most of the afternoon until now, thanks to his poison hangover. The rest of the night would pass largely without incident. Easy. When you get your eyes closed and you get back to sleep
I'm not in my room. I'm in the living room.
in the living room,
Yeah.
you would dream of that town. Dream again of that yellow mist, of that tower. But now with that whirling 3-pronged sigil just hanging above it, illuminating the whole of this strange village and its mists. The source of the yellow tinge throughout all the fog around. I need you to make me a stress check.
You know that was coming.
It's been a stressful night.
I was like, there's no way we're getting out of this.
Okay, 13.
Okay. He didn't need any more.
Been
No.
waiting for that check.
He's
There
a-
was just
he's
no
a
way
six.
that was all gonna pass with no check.
For the following morning, it would be a bit late for you to all get your decent amount of rest in. You would be rising a little after the sun to ready your things to prepare to face a new day in Thrushmoor. And to do what? Exactly.
I gotta go pick up my club.
That's true. A visit to the market seems like it's in order.
Yeah, I need to get my
As
violin.
you need to get
We've
your
got a date.
violin back, you've got to
We're at a
get your
picnic.
club.
We have to go do mushrooms.
We have to go do shrooms.
We're gonna go get high in front of an obelisk and see if it does anything.
got
It's-
over her addiction.
She's-
No, I'm
thank
fine.
you for your wheel. She wasn't addicted to drugs for 1 real life hour. We'll see.
It's for the. It's. I'm trying to get the cutscenes.
It's like a shaman.
She's trying to 100% speed run.
She wants the true ending.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I'm being diligent. That's what this.
If that's your first order of business for the day, you could certainly pick up some
We're
food
not doing shrooms
on the way up. I
at
bet
10 in the morning.
the market being your first order.
I
of
give
business
Red
for the day.
Destiny back to Trey. That happened at some point when
Oh,
I was
I have
awake.
to get the runes transferred.
I would like to, if I may. My plan was to maybe get a little pot and put it on my windowsill, but I don't have one anymore. So
window
I
in the living
assume
room.
that maybe there's maybe a window above the sink. Is there a ye old sink? I want
Yeah,
to
there
plant.
would-
I want to
there
take
are-
up gardening. I want to take up this
Oh,
gardening.
that kind of pot.
Okay.
From
That's
1
fair.
to another.
You have not the pot I thought we were talking about in the previous conversation.
Yeah.
I thought you were just referring to Pesh.
Guys,
as
give me a
Sweet.
chance.
I thought you were referring to Pesh as your pot, and then I
No,
got there.
she's a sweet,
But,
innocent gnome.
I'm trying to grow.
I'm really
a plant.
wholesome.
in a pot,
You know.
if you catch my drift.
Oh
No.
my
Windowsill.
God.
Just
Well,
walk
yeah,
into
the
the
living room
market.
would have numerous.
Tiny
The living room's
pot.
got several windows.
Okay,
There is
okay.
one above the stove in
one
the
with, like, a little
kitchen.
sill
There
I
were a
can
couple.
sit
Yeah, there
on?
would certainly be. There's even a wider window in the main sitting area where you could certainly fit a little. You're using like a cooking pot to grow stuff out of because that's the thing that you have.
Yep.
So
That sounds great then.
Actually,
Then that is exactly what I'm
even
doing.
more chaotic.
fair enough. This is pure.
Only cooking pot. Don't care.
Pure
I-
Cammy energy. Just take a cooking pot from the cupboard you cleared out, go outside, dirt, and stick one of your weird little rosebuds in it and call it a day.
I look at her around like, don't touch it. It's mine.
So,
I touch it immediately.
you get your rumpy hands.
you put it in the ground just like you're trying to grow it.
Put it in the
because
pot.
you're not like
Yeah.
okay. I'm like, because you see, you got some intel about what it does. Are you trying to do that, or are you
Yeah.
okay?
Do I need a bigger pot?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just clarifying. Because you've got 2 of them. You're putting one in there.
I'm doing one. Just one. So far.
Tell me your process.
I feel like I'm getting tricked. I'm going to plant
You have a
it
pot.
And
You gotta get some dirt. Tell me a story, Cammy.
How would you plant
I
a plant?
feel like I'm being pranked right now. What's going on? I'm planting it.
There's the camera there.
This isn't an exam.
Do I need to plant it outside?
You just
What is the role to identify this thing?
I can always move it.
You just
I'm planting it.
You just go. You fill a pot with some dirt, and you just pop the rosebud in there. You bring it.
I tuck it in nicely.
Okay. Before or after you put it up on the windowsill?
What?
He needs an order of operation.
Okay. I think that I would. Now I feel like I'm overthinking this.
Don't worry about it.
Here's what I feel like was gonna happen. I
That's what
get
I'm looking
the pot.
for. Uh-huh.
I get dirt in it.
Dirt in the pot. Step 2.
And because I don't, I guess I'll take it to the counter and I'll get some water in there and I'll scoop some and I'll put the seed in while it's on the counter.
So you're all
Okay.
getting ready in the morning
Okay.
to head up to the market, and you see Cammy come up with a cooking pot full of dirt, and she just puts it on the counter, gets some water,
Just the one
The
in case I mess
toddler.
this up, okay? Listen.
put some water in the thing.
The toddler's making breakfast.
She takes one of those little buds that you found back in Daredevil's cave and pushes it into the dirt. And no sooner does she pull her hand back than a rose bush explodes out of the
Hey,
pot.
you see the part where it says instantly?
A
Yes,
rose
I
bush
see that.
Yeah.
bursts out of the pot. You hear a sound of metal cracking and breaking as roots punch through the cooking pot,
I didn't think it was that
splitting
big.
it into pieces, and a rose bush the size of this desk, maybe like 3
is it
feet
that
across
big?
and around,
It's a bush.
In the middle of the room.
into existence
What's that
in the
pot
middle
made
of the
out of?
room above the counter. I need everybody to make me a will save except Cammy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
10 plus 11, 21.
You're good.
I got a 11.
You fail.
Yeah.
I got a 16.
You fail.
I got a natural 20.
You're good. Natural 20?
Yeah.
Great place to use that.
Yep.
As it pops,
I used
obviously
my
all of your attention is drawn to whatever the hell just happened in your little kitchen area. But Trey and MD, you are fascinated by this rose bush. You can't take your eyes off it. You two are just staring. It's impossible to focus on anything else in the room.
It
You
does
two are
say
just
that.
staring because of the situation, I imagine. But you two are magically staring.
I just thought that
elbow
it says
tray.
magically captivate. I just thought it would be pretty.
Does it
Yeah.
smell
I
nice?
just,
It
Elbow-
smells so nice.
Elbow tray. Nice rose bush.
like,
You grow it yourself.
That's
real
real
nice.
Real good.
Hey, Cammy, as you look, you can tell that. Well, obviously everybody
Oh,
is
no.
looking at you on account of what just
hey,
happened.
hey.
These two,
I have hobbies.
Strong
their
roots.
eyes are a little glazed over. They are entranced by
Strong,
this bush.
strong roots.
Yeah, just stop that.
You guys.
Good leaves.
Stop
It's a
that.
good counter.
Stop. I don't understand.
It's a good place to plant the bush.
Beautiful. I like
Don't
the candy.
look at
I
it
the
like
candy
that.
striping
No.
on the flowers, the red and the white.
No, I don't
striping
want
in it.
this. I'm going
nice
to try
bush
and
candy.
take it
Funny,
outside. I don't
actually.
want this in here.
You are trying to move a full-sized
You heard me.
thorny rose bush. It is
am-
a rose bush.
I
You
am
saw what
going to
happened
do
with
that.
the blankets
Hey,
in you.
what's funny about all this is in my file of MD's inner thoughts, I wrote right here, I like flowers. See right there.
Cammy, make me an athletics check.
I will.
Those things got
It's bigger
thorns,
than
too.
you.
That's
It's-
okay. I'm a gardener.
Gardens happen in the garden.
Okay. It's a 19 on the die.
She's the strongest
So
one
an
in the party.
18.
It's mostly leaves. It's not that heavy.
It is huge and unwieldy, but like it is mostly leaves. It's not super heavy. You pick it up, the remnants of the pot still punctured through, clinging to its roots, and
Just
you
fine.
carry it and haul it towards the door as this effect seems to start to wear off after a few moments across Trey and MD. And it's very thorny. You take 2 points of piercing damage.
That's fine.
Just-
I'm
Oh,
willing
you
to
know what
accept
you
that.
got to do. You got to kill the bush.
Get a
Kill
little
the bush now.
No, hey,
poked
no,
and
please.
scratched
Attack
at
the
this.
bush.
She technically hurt herself by doing that.
And start trying to shove it through the front door, which was not meant to accommodate a bush being hauled through it.
It's
I'm just
fine.
sipping coffee. Watch.
What, did the bush like
It's an
manifest
outside
do you
bush
survive?
now.
in a manicured way, or is it completely natural looking?
It is it's like a wild rose bush. It's
fairly like contained to a shape. It's not doesn't have any like single branches or anything winding way off in one direction, but it is not like manicured into a ball or a square or anything. It is like a wild wreath of roses and thorns.
Hey.
And with some effort, you wrestle it out the front door and into
Like a
the
giant
yard.
Christmas tree.
Yeah,
Like
I think you need a bigger pot, Tammy.
it's an outside plant now.
A short-lived inside plant.
And it is,
It's a guard dog. It's,
the magic having flowed out of it. It is now just a rose bush.
oh, it's done. Well,
We'll plant it in front of the house, I guess. Not even our house.
do I get to unfold this thing now?
Well, you've seen what it does. That's what you know. You could make I could give you another nature check to see if you can figure
I feel
out
like I
some
know
more
what it's
about it
gonna
because
say.
Could I try to
Plants
clip a
outside.
Could I try to clip a rosebud off?
Give me,
not for indoor use.
give me a nature check.
I'll give you. Oh, you were fascinated. I'll give you a
Yeah.
nature check. What's your modifier?
-1.
Shut the hell up.
Do it.
Cammy lifted it out of there.
It's a rose bush.
Yeah.
It's-
I was fascinated. I didn't see that happen. I just look over and I'm like,
but
what?
what's your nature, Cammy?
My nature? My nature is a 10.
Charming.
Plus 10. That is.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting, but it is a weird thing, and the magic left it so quickly that it's hard to assess what specifically and exactly happened.
Could I
Are
try
there
cutting
any-
a rosebud off just to...
Sure, you cut a
I was
rosebud
gonna
up.
say,
You
can
have a
we
rosebud now.
propagate? Can we get like a?
With it, with
are there
reading
seeds?
aura and detecting magic, the bush is entirely non-magical now. It is just a rose bush.
The roses are in bloom.
They are bloomed. Yep,
Take
fully
us out-
bloomed rose
Out of
bush.
season.
I'll plug
Out of season. Yeah, probably isn't going to stay that way for long, so it's not magical.
Yeah.
But
There's
for now,
no
you've got
more
roses.
strange buds on the plant.
You had 2 little strange buds.
No, I didn't make seeds.
It did not make more strange
Okay.
buds.
See, now,
Imagine.
I just
imagine.
want to take this and plant it in an earth elemental and see what happens.
The
make 'em pretty.
fascinating earth elemental. His head just explodes.
Well,
Got him.
I'm
I
gonna
hope you're ready for the
trim a
responsibilities
few
of caring
and just
for a
leave them
rose
on my
bush.
bed with a note. I trust you.
She's
A
not
little,
coming
little
back.
heart.
As
Spray,
you
spray a
all
little perfume on it.
come outside trying to, I imagine Cammy just kind of stepped out the door, and then like dirt, and then come back
Step
inside.
outside, just threw it down, walked
But
away.
stepping outside trying to find a place to put this, you move around to the where you can see the backside of your cottage, and you can see something has appeared. A yellow, almost chalk fresco of a strange town set on almost more of a mountain than hills. Something very similar to the drawings you would have seen in Xandalus's art back in the asylum has appeared across the back wall of your cottage.
That reminds me, we never met with that painter guy again.
I mean, it's only been like 3 days.
It's been a long 3 days.
It's been a very long 3 days.
Lot of
Didn't
fun.
he say anytime this week?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I guess we're not late.
We got to run by the Sleepless Agency to report in about the witch lights.
Maybe you should pay us.
Go back. We got to go to the market today. You didn't hear anything last night?
No, not really.
And it wasn't like this when you left, right?
I assume I
This is the outside of the wall to your living room that this has
didn't
been
hear
scrolled
anything
on.
because I was awake for the whole
Because
thing.
your cottage is, it's only 3 little rooms. It's just a living space and then 2 little single bed chambers on the bottom side. It's not a big place.
It's not even a bathroom.
Nobody heard that.
There's not a separate bathroom. No, it's an outhouse.
Yeah. Anyways, ignoring the weird stuff that's happening in this town every single day,
Ooh,
what do you want to do about it?
I don't know. I just don't want to ignore it.
We're just
Is
gonna-
it safe for us to stay here? Like that kind of feels like we're being marked.
Well, that has been appearing all over town, so
It
it could be a
has.
coincidence.
No, but it's like appearing on our house. Like after
Where
people are
else?
gonna come kill me.
Where else do you want to stay? The Temple of Pharasma? I just kind of gesture at the ghoul standing right next to me.
I don't
we
know,
meet with
but I
them?
don't feel good.
We
Are
can
they,
worry
like-
about it tonight.
Yeah.
Are they like coming to kill me soon?
I mean,
I think
if you
just
really
in
want
general,
to,
you're
you can go
one.
stay in the
In
cave
general.
Daredevil was
You've
at.
seen that it is just like chalk. It can be washed off.
Yeah.
You've seen people doing that throughout the village.
That's
numerous
not. It's
times.
not my cottage.
It's
I'm
not hard to get rid of. It just
It's a pain.
well,
If it makes you feel safer, we can just go sleep in the cave Daredevil was at. That's a little ways out of town.
Yeah. I don't know.
Would have had a real nice scythe trap to protect you too if you hadn't broken it.
Oh, we can
immediately.
fix that.
Yeah,
It's easy
we
crafting check. I'm trained in that.
What was your first objective? You headed into the Sleepless Agency, or you heading up to the market to pick things
Go
up?
to the
Which one's
I think it's
closer?
close.
Sleepless Agency's much closer. It's
Yeah.
just across the
Okay.
bridge.
Give the market some time to wake up.
Oh.
Oh, I also want to transfer my rune.
And market.
Something you could certainly do today as well, or easily find someone to do for you. Either way, you would. Eventful morning behind you now. The Rosebush incident having come to a close.
It's a typical day.
I'm really glad I did that.
Make your way. We learned a lot
I
about
did
ourselves in
learn.
this one little weird rosebud. Make your way to the bridge that leads pretty much straight across to the main heart of Thrushmoor and the Sleepless Agency building standing right at the other side. And as you get about halfway across this bridge, and you're in view of the front of the Sleepless Agency the whole time as you walk towards it. It's just right at the far end. The bridge almost serving as a huge walkway straight up to it. You see the front door of the agency open, and Winter emerge. Her traveling cloak around her as always, simply making her way down the steps and towards the bridge and the group of you, ostensibly. You, I assume, have your hat on and don't look
Yeah.
like Marius.
And also, still probably just going to be trying to be a little bit behind somebody just to.
Suspiciously.
What's your new name?
Mario.
I had a
Mario.
name.
He's a
What is it?
plumber.
Did I write it down?
He's frantically flipping through his notes.
Quickly.
Marius
be on
pulls
the
out a
same
notepad.
page. Where did we meet him?
Sorry.
All I know is fine
We need a
dining and
backstory.
We met him in town.
CRM.
Lawrence Breakstone.
Lawrence
Breakstone.
Breakstone.
This is a
So you
dwarf.
still look like a dwarf, just not Marius, or you look
Yeah,
like a
I'm
human?
gonna look like this, like one of my neighbors from my town.
Okay, fair enough. You make it to about the far end of the bridge around the same time Winter comes down, and by this point, clearly she's seen the group of you. She's looked up from her steps and smile across her face. She raises a hand to greet the group of you and just kind of looks across the party.
Hey.
The four of you and this new person. And her hand kind of goes up to her pendant.
Who's this?
Good morning to you.
Good to see all of you were still hale and whole.
A welcome sight as the rising sun. It's good to see you this morning.
And she cocks her head a little bit towards Marius,
Hi there.
looking at you, and you see her eyes glance at your hat and back down at your eyes.
No.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure. And she steps back and does like a big formal curtsy with her cloak and stands back up. Lady Winter Klaska, Priestess of Phrasma.
I'm Lawrence Breakstone.
I believe in the customary introduction, one would remove one's hat. Sir Breakstone.
I'm self-conscious. I got a bald spot.
Does someone want to...
I'll do it.
This is explicitly, obviously deception. But this role, I would absolutely take diplomacy. Because you're not necessarily trying, deception is you are trying to sell this lie.
I've already
Diplomacy
lied
is
to
just
her
like,
once.
Come on. Like, she knows. Just like, please. I would take either route. What are you doing?
I'll do deception.
You tried deception?
Yeah, I'll help sell the story. And I will re-roll that 4. Because my modifier is not bad, but a 4 is bad.
Thank you, Arcadis.
And that is very much a thank you,
Okay,
Arcadis.
this is
Thank you,
gassing us.
Arcadis.
To a 5.
Ah,
16.
16. She just closes her eyes, lets out a big sigh, and just slumps a little. I know that you all mean well. I know you do. But there can be no good found in undeath. Pharasma's first doctrine, I bet not the unliving.
I mean, religious differences happen, and society gets through it. Just
Take
Not
off
for
your hat,
us, no.
Arius.
Even if you know there's no good in me taking it off right now.
So you have turned. The scene was what it looked like then.
Marius died a hero and was reborn a hero.
No. The original scene is what you about approximated.
It was an accident.
I,
Have control. Still.
for now. And even as she says that, you are not sated at the moment. You are currently, I mean, you even when you're sated, you are always feeling this draw. Thrushmoor's ails are many. Its problems increasing by the day. I cannot risk a ghoul outbreak being another. We can't allow this. Please, you have to understand. You've seen what can happen. You were there. You had to stand against it already. You would let it happen again?
I'm pretty sure we'd stop it.
I feel as though we need Marius with us more than he needs to be dead. But I've already told him once, if he becomes a problem, I will cut him down with haste.
Do you know how many times the story has been told? Time and time again. This is how near all of them start. A ghoul alone can't fight a village, a city. It's this trust, this allowance, still seeing the face you think you know, the visage you can recognize across an undead abomination. Even if parts of his mind remain for now, this is not the Marius you knew.
Neither was Denman, and we let Denman back. You didn't trust us
Denman
when you first
isn't
met us.
contagious. If he loses himself, it couldn't cripple an entire city, or worse.
Winter, are you willing to take his place and drop everything you're doing and help us with a quest that we don't even know yet to figure out who we are?
You know I can't do that.
Then we need him temporarily, at best.
If I lose myself, you can do what needs to be done. But I'm still me right
By
now.
then it may be too late. If you've kept your mind, the risk of ghouls is that you keep your skills, you keep your power, and obviously the group of you are beyond formidable. We know that. We've seen what you can do. Now imagine that force perverted for undeath. Do you understand the risk you are taking? You can't. You can't understand.
The risk is that if he loses himself, everyone dies. It's fairly cut and dry.
Then how can you allow this?
There are
How-
other forces at work here that give us that same threat.
Call it selfish, but I worry more about what I don't know than the village dying.
I cannot simply walk away from this.
I don't want you to walk away. I want you to wait a few days. The whole village can't die in 3 or 4 days.
I've seen it happen in fewer.
Winter, I need you to trust us on this.
He's got 4 people guarding him.
He has a very short leash.
Somebody give me diplomacy. It's gonna be a little harder because you already tried the trigger.
Not intimidation.
I mean, if you want to go intimidation, you could do it.
I will
but-
aid with intimidation if you want to do diplomacy.
Yeah.
I'll but good cop, bad cop. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Let him aid first.
Doesn't succeed, doesn't fail.
Okay,
12 plus 10, so 22.
22. Grey Mother, forgive me for my chosen moments of blindness. But I do suppose I owe you at least this. I'm trying to find accuser Omari. And I've no direct leads on where she's gone, so
Vince has no idea.
some
mixing conversations.
It's a woe-we
Right.
fighter right now.
Against all better judgment I can even imagine, I will trust you. I won't trust him. I can't. I don't have that in me. But I will trust the rest of you to do what must be done, if needs be.
I'm sure you saw some of the ghoul corpses we left behind.
And she reaches back into a satchel and pulls out 2 crystal flasks. Narrow necks and wide bases. Fairly ornate. Glass stoppers atop them. That helps. Blessed waters. Potent ones at that. And in a wheel from Sandfox 10, Winter will, in fact, walk away.
Big thank you there.
Thank you.
I'm headed to Fort Halicourse to see if the guard sheltered within knows anything about Accuser Omori. If you hear anything about her, anyone who's heard about her investigations, please let me or let Lady Rents know so she can relay to me.
What was that name again?
Accuser Omari.
Accuser Omari. They would know it's the reason that Winter had come here, and you would probably heard some talk of this. It was the Royal Accuser, I think kind of the Ustalov FBI, that had come here to investigate the Count and brought Winter from her cloister up in Caliphas, the capital. And with this, Winter will leave.
Thank you for walking away.
I only hope I don't make a terrible mistake by doing it.
It won't be your mistake. It'll be ours.
No. It will well be mine.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna just walk too. I'm just gonna keep walking.
They're just 2 holy waters.
They're upgraded holy waters. I'll get you stuff for them. But also, Scott in South Dakota. Trey's still suffering from his poison-induced coma, so a hero
Absolutely.
points needed. Hand this over to him. And as you guys head up to the Sleepless Agency. What's that?
Strike true. You've got 1 chance, so make it count.
We're going to take our midstream break here. A very needed wheel for that one. Surely. We're going to stand up, stretch our legs. It's going to be about 10 minutes. We'll have a timer on the screen. You can... Derp looks like he likes that one. This guy, I know that
That's
face.
not okay.
That one seems particularly potent.
That is...
And Class Might was okay?
Class Might's bad.
What? Do you
Cla-
understand what Classmate does?
Class Might is a +2 to all skill checks.
It's your core stats. Your core stat is strength. That's supposed to do attack and damage, my guy.
To checks based on the key ability score of your class.
Yeah, attack, I guess not damage, but attack rolls are a check. So is athletics.
This is way better.
I'm scared of that card now.
Yes.
Don't go too far,
Even
everyone. Grab
considering.
some stats, get some drinks, use the bathroom. We'll be back shortly. I'm scared now.
He's about to use that card for a reroll. That's all it's gonna be.
Oh, no. I will die before this is a reroll.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks to a very fortunate wheel. As we come back into the show here, we find ourselves simply parting ways with Winter Klaska, the priestess from the chapel back in the asylum, and heading up towards the doors of the Sleepless Agency to report back with what we have. We've been through this song and dance a few times now, opening the front door, Meg answering, and you expect a reception much like, well, I guess you haven't. I don't think you've actually ever been here when we go into the Sleepless Agency. I think that's lined up perfectly with the sessions that you couldn't be here.
I forget. I would think I was here for
You were here before the adventure.
No, I think I was here for the one where you turned yourselves in, or I don't know if I
Yes.
stayed outside.
Maybe.
The one where I confessed my
Oh.
sins.
But the
Yeah.
group of you are quickly brought once more back up to Lady Rance's office. Sat in her study across the table from her. I imagine regaling her with your tales of your adventures in Daredevil's Cave. I'll assume you've been pretty forthright with her so far, unless there is anything you explicitly don't want to share with her.
The ghoul in the room.
Okay, well, I mean, like, that's about the Daredella and about the cave that you had found. I would assume that you're telling her everything about that.
Crazy halfling.
Do we want
Crazy
to tell her about
halfling.
the seed?
Yeah.
Is kind of my question.
The seed, the innermost blot.
Who has 1 hero point right now?
Me.
You've only got 1? Okay, because the CDOs hit us with it now everyone has 2, and I'm like, I can't see the
I mean,
counters.
I'll-
So,
Yeah, I'll
there
take a
you go.
second.
Take a double.
Thank you.
Don't throw it.
I didn't throw it.
Desperate swing. This had better
Hey, you're
work.
all your things punches.
Wait, hold on. Strike true. You've got 1 chance, make it count. Desperate swing. This had better work.
Oh my god.
We're building a theme.
They're the same card, but just different sides of the optimism scale.
Are you telling her what Daredevil said about the seed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything.
Okay.
I mean, you just...
Well, he is.
If MD's the one talking, and he
Yeah,
just
he
starts
loves
saying
telling the
it,
truth.
like...
I guess if he starts saying it.
he's
I
been-
mean, if she knows anything, then she can help us figure this out.
Maybe don't say it that specifically you said it was me.
I can leave that.
There is a seed.
She referred to something as the seed, the
We
innermost
can't
blot.
say the X name.
I don't even remember his name.
X name.
Don't say the X name.
I'd say the X name.
No, but you don't know it.
I certainly didn't know what to expect from sending the group you up to investigate that. From the stories we'd heard from the fisher folk, you'd think there was some kind of entire graveyard's worth of ghosts at work. A veritable light show worth of spirits haunting the shores. But what they saw was a single torch flickering out of a cave.
Yeah.
Now you understand the level of superstition I have to deal with, sorting through the rumors that come into the Sleepless Agency day in and day out.
Well, it was an invisible mushroom.
It does certainly seem like, by almost sheer coincidence, you did find something particularly interesting.
Who was that from?
That was from Lucetios. Just spell it phonetically, because I don't think I'm saying it right anyway. I know you have this same problem on Malevolence.
I did.
Leucetios.
That's exactly it. Yep, that was exactly how it's spelled. So
That's
I'm
gotta
gonna
be.
You said
say I'm
phonetically.
probably doing it right then. At least I'm doing it phonetically. Anyway, she nods. Well, chance or otherwise, I certainly found something interesting in there with this Daredevil chick. Hadn't heard much about a halfling witch living out in the woods, praying feasance to some kind of seed or whatever that is. That does kind of sound par for the course for druids, I suppose, but certainly no ordinary druid. Either way, you done a good shake by me and did what I asked. And I made you a promise in return. I'd tell you what I knew. Now, I wouldn't hope to disappoint you here. I don't think it's going to be quite the story you're all hoping for, but I'll fill you in as well as I can. You, all as you probably know by this point, certainly worked for the Count up in Iris Manor. You had, well, a wide array of interactions with the townsfolk. There was a group of you I thought was rather interesting suspects with a wide variety of once suspicions, now confirmed antics, thanks to your confession, MD. One of many we've been looking into. Life at Thrushmoor and the seat of power for the county hasn't really been fantastic for anyone. Hasserton Lowells IV has always been aloof, at best, with laws. Whatever personal interests and flights of fancy he'd found recently always came first for him. I imagine something similar is why he's simply fled the coop now, taken off to pursue some insane venture, some vestige of fame as a scientist, researcher, theoretician. Who can know what he goes after? But all of you, more or less, worked as his extended arm. I don't have a lot of specifics of what exactly you all did. I know the most about you. Twopenny, Easy, Martin, a man of many names. Much more of a public figure than the rest of these folk. And the least about you, I'm afraid. As she fixes her gaze on Cammy. 'Cause I don't think you really left Iris Hill much for anything. Whatever you were doing up there, I couldn't say. You two, looking across MD and Trey,
I imagine did much what you'd expect, given your general inclination to violence and, well, an obvious build. You went where you needed to. The two of you were enforcers. Anything the Count had issues with, anything a Seneschal had issues with, you two were always on the forefront of that. Even when it came to my own investigations, trying to suss out what was going on with the town. And I think a lot of these problems we've presented are more related than they may at first appear. Did you just tell her about your walk to your time with Daredevil's cave? You don't tell her about anything else that happened yesterday that you'd found? You just told her about what you went out to do, or...
That's a you question.
Yeah, I'll mention like, hey,
you saw some stuff.
I'm
actually asking less about the Reesi stuff and more about your adventure with the strange old woman.
With the woman that also has a veil. She has a veil. There's a different kind.
Yeah, they're very different kinds of veils. But
yeah. I saw this lady with a veil. She was like 70 years old, and she had like a tentacle arm.
Not the first to have seen the ghost of Namira Laos. Many reports I've come in, but one of the first verifiable ones.
Namira Laos?
Namira Laos, the Count's mother.
Oh. Did she like die some years ago? Is this like she's been dead for 40 years kind of thing?
I've been dead for pretty close to a decade, I believe.
Oh.
Or at least, well, missing. But, well, the Hazerton Lowell's estate is a very closed one. For, I'd like to imagine, relatively obvious reasons, given the leanings of the Count and the things he's got his fingers into. He doesn't let a lot of information leak public. And Namira was never much of a public figure in the first place. Even, well, when she was the Countess, married to Hazerton Lowell's III. Never heard much about her, and then, about 10 years back, never saw anything from her again. Couldn't tell you if she was alive or dead, other than the reports of seeing her specter walking through the streets that we've gotten a few times now from townsfolk brave enough to walk out after sundown. I had that one chalked up to wild rumor, like so many others, but the fact that you encounter it and, well, seem to be faces I can trust is interesting. It's the first I'll put some real stock in it.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen Melison?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
She wants us dead.
A lady named Melison Kokoro is the Seneschal of Count Laos IV. She handled the day-to-day, the coming and goings of the county and the town. The taxes, the forms, the licensing. Simple clerical things, but obviously I've long suspected she does a whole lot more than just that. What do you know about her?
She wants us dead. She does a bunch of weird rituals. I don't know, Cammy knows.
Well, I was trying to get a hold of her again because she was talking to me because she remembered me and some stuff that I did. And then she has magical abilities, if you didn't know that. I mean, that's for certain.
Lady's always had a strange fascination with the occult, and I do note that your answer is flightingly vague. What are you dancing around?
I don't know what you're talking about. Which part wasn't clear to you?
Have you met with Melison personally in the last couple days recently about anything in particular? What little I know of you, Cammy, I believe is what you were going by now, is that the two of you were fairly close.
Didn't we meet her outside the doors to this building?
Did you not see her?
Of course, I have. But if she met with you separately, well, that's interesting.
She saw us when we were leaving here the first time, and then we got like lunch, tea later.
And that was all there was to it.
Yes. Well, she talked in my head, but I haven't been able to get her to do that again.
Somebody's gonna need to give me a deception check here.
It's not a lie.
It's a lie of omission, is what we would call that.
When else did I see her?
Well, you left out all of the details.
Yeah,
You left out literally
well,
the memory thing.
I'm not ratting myself.
That's empty.
That'll be a 15.
This is deception.
Unless somebody is
I
assisting.
mean, if it doesn't need to be you specifically, the whole party's here
Excellent.
participating, so like he can get that. With the
I mean, if
15,
someone else wants to roll it, because I've been rolling.
Lady Rents looks
I mean-
and just. I'm not going to pry if you're not going to be forthcoming. Again,
Wait,
we've
you
little
just-
reason to trust each other. I understand that. We've spent, well, most of our time in Thrushmoor very much at odds. But if you're interested in following up with her, I don't know of a place you can necessarily find her and meet with her, but I do know of a place she's been frequenting a lot recently. And one that's brought me some reason to follow up with an investigation. The old chapel of Pharasma, up on the northeast side of town.
That's not the one that Winter and all those folks moved into. There's
No,
another.
that's New Chapel.
Oh,
The old chapel...
okay. Old chapel, new chapel.
Well, the old chapel's in a fair bit of disrepair. A few of the rooms came down, the roof collapsed in quite a few years back now, I suppose. It feels like damn near yesterday, and that building was still, well, the main source of worship in the town. Well, the roof came in. I suppose the priests and the monks have been looking for a reason to upgrade their status, so as it is. Worship of Pharasma throughout Thrushmoor had been growing at a pretty impressive rate. Rather than fix the thing, they abandoned more than sold off. I don't know if anybody changed hands for that. Bought the new plot of land and built the new chapel up entirely from the ground. It used to just be entirely the town cemetery out there. It wasn't even near to the old chapel, but they wanted to be closer. Something about closer feastings to Pharasma to build the chapel on the site there. Part of their worships. Also makes a lot of their services easier. They did always provide for the funerals and the burials. But the old chapel's been abandoned for, well over a decade, and near nobody but the occasional squatters pass through, taking up some space. But recently, I've got reports that Melison herself, as well as a couple of the other figures up from Iris Hill, have been making their way to and from. Not frequently, but something's certainly going on over there.
It's at least worth looking into.
Fact of the matter is, I don't know what. I've got no further information than that. In fact, the sources I have aren't even entirely verifiable, but if you're after Melison, could be worth investigating. Maybe you learn something. Maybe we both do.
Another off-topic question. Do you happen to have any leads on whoever's doing all the nice murals around town?
Obviously, one of the bigger complaints that we've been getting since the time they've started appearing. I'm afraid I don't really have a lead for that any more than you. They show up almost exclusively in the night, but not one single witness to any of them being put up. I've seen a couple of the frescoes myself. They're quite detailed. It would take some time to scroll across the walls.
Oh yeah, one appeared right outside the house we're staying in, and he was up all night.
That's certainly interesting. Something like that occurring without a single witness is an oddity in and of itself. Just by sheer chance and the number of these murals that have been appearing, and unlike the sightings of Lady Lowell's, these are something that can easily be second-checked. Not a single soul has ever seen them appear. Ever seen them be drawn? Clearly to something more at sorts. I can immediately rule out a traditional artist. The amount of time, the amount of noise it would take, someone would have spotted them by now. The question then is what exactly is causing them, and the further why.
I'm getting really tired of ghost stories.
Unfortunately, Thrushmoor's got plenty of them these days.
Yeah.
So now we've got the old chapel, guardhouse, Iris Hill, the monoliths. What else was there?
People
If you're looking for a
disappearing.
great list of mysteries, I've got a dozen and more rumors that have come in from all the townsfolk of all sorts of things.
I think someone mentioned something about people disappearing in the streets.
Well, the kidnappings have certainly, disappearances have very much been happening. A fairly impressive number of people have gone missing over the last few weeks. Far more than should be for a town of this size.
I'm just trying to keep a running tally of things we're looking into.
Well, right now, I told you it wasn't going to be much information. I told you I didn't have a lot about the group of you. Count Lowell IV is a very private man, and perhaps by extension, perhaps by your own natures, you were much the same. Make no mistake, I had attempted to investigate the lot of you numerous times. Along with Melison, along with that green-eyed girl that showed up in the manor a few years back. Miss Nargon, I believe her name was.
Yeah, let's see how that ended up for someone.
Little we could find. But, if there's any questions you have, I could do my best to try to answer them. So at least I owe you for doing me a good turn.
So what do you think the deal is with the Stellite?
Well, they've been in the city for longer than the city's been here. Those stones are old relics from, I don't even think, old Thrushmoor. Though, I'm no historian. I don't have real verified roots of what they are. They're clearly magical and they clearly mean something. What their purpose of their function is, no one's really ever unraveled as far as I know.
Right.
Those sigils on their faces, those runes, they certainly look more like language than magic script of a scroll, but it's a language no one's ever been able to divine if it is one. Whatever meanings across the faces of those things, who could know? They've been an oddity, a point of interest for Thrushmoor for years, and there's well, half dozen of them that I'm aware of.
Oh, we haven't seen quite that many before.
Well, there's one up on the hill by the Heimart and one on the hill by the Gibbets. Another one inside Iris Hill itself, in the manor grounds. And I know there's at least a fourth and a fifth out on Briarstone Isle, if those still stand.
Oh.
We knew about one of them.
Yeah, the one in like the northwest corner that
Yeah,
was true.
Yeah, Vandal was
The
true.
ones on Briarstone Isle are a bit different than the rest. The Fairshake's smaller. I think those were always there as well, as far as we can tell.
So there was the High Garden one, the Iris Hill one, the
And one out by the Gibbets,
Gibbets.
on the west island outside town. Not too far from the fish market, really. Speaking of, I need to send Meg or Jocelyn or someone to investigate Glowing Jill. Got a few too many reports of something suspicious happening there for that to be something I just pass over entirely.
Glowing what?
Glowing Jill, it's the name of that is going to sound silly. I was about to say to out-of-towners, but I don't know. Well, you've spent at least some years here, even if you don't remember it. It's a chandelier. It's the big crystal figure inside the main fish market hall. Some folk have been saying that, well, something odd's been happening around it. Not a whole lot to go on, really, just strange feelings mostly, but enough reports is at least sending an agent to look into. I wouldn't worry yourselves about it, though I wouldn't have worried about the ghost or physical body of Lady Lowell's until you'd come and told me about it today either.
All right. Any more questions for the nice lady?
No. I think we're good.
Has there been any pattern or similarities in those people who've gone missing?
Not that we can tell. It's been about everything. Adults, children, men, women, fisherfolk, dock workers.
At night or any kind of time of day?
It's impossible to tell, really. Missing persons reports are about the least reliable thing there is. People will say they had or hadn't seen their significant others, their children, their friends, their family for hours, for days, normal meetings, and, well, it's impossible to tell what of that's natural and what isn't, and what of it's even true or not. People tend to exaggerate. They tend to weave their own stories even when they don't mean to, even when they're trying to do the best. And few times does that come through more than when someone disappears entirely.
Well, we got a lot to get working
Just
on.
kind of make a quick glance at Easy. Great.
Look, in all fairness, I've got little else to offer you, really. I don't have much coin to pay you with or much goods to exchange with you. And I don't have any more information, really, to the group of you that would be pertinent or useful. But
What do you know about Hatcherton Louse III?
Count's father,
Yeah, is he dead?
indeed, he is, yes. He passed 12, 15 years ago, maybe.
Did he have like the same aspirations as this new one? You said this new one wants to be like an intellectual or a scientist and is doing a bunch of stuff.
Aspirations. The current Count's father was a very well-read and learned man. He'd published several treatises on various studies he'd put into, some on the Stella, some on just the surrounding environs. The Stella interested him just by proximity, but he was more of a nature-loving sort. His works, well, some would find them very boring, more about the flora, the fauna, the lay of the land, the area of the banks around Lake Incarthen, and the lake itself. The current Count's, well, he'd give an arm and a leg just to be published in anything.
Interesting.
Not a particularly sharp man. Sometimes the apple falls quite far from the tree, then rolls down a hill into the ocean.
He's stupid. I got that one.
Yeah.
We'd like to believe he's an intellectual. He's put most of his life into trying to get something, though his studies are, well, some would say pointless, and I'd be inclined to agree.
Well, he's directly connected to what happened at the Briarstone Asylum.
Really.
Yeah, he brought the
You told me that he'd met with that Xandalis figure, but
He supplied the book with the rituals in it.
an interesting connection. And one I suppose I could see some fault in, but, well, knowing the Count as I do, I dare say he didn't even understand what he'd handed over.
He's an idiot.
Men's dense, that's for sure.
Well then, we have some errands to run, and we've taken plenty of your time as it is. I think we're out of questions.
Well, for you, at least the people that you are now, my door's open if you think of any more.
Yeah.
The Sleepless Agency is, well, as much as we can in these times. at your service. What you've already done for us is, well, help Thrushmoor more than you might know. Morale's very much a thing, and keeping the peace and keeping the calm, more importantly, is something the town very much needs right now. So, dealing with Mr. Nasmeth and dealing with those strange lights and those Fisher stories, that's something that'll help with that. And hopefully, given time, me and my boys can figure out some of the bigger problems. I wish there was more I could give you, I really do. You certainly aren't the same folk I've been having to deal with for the years that I've been here.
All right, then.
We'll just head out.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Find anything else, I'll be sure to tell you as soon as possible.
As we're heading out, would it be possible for me to make a news sense motive check on Lady Ren? Like, do I still think that she would rat us out? Kind of like before.
With your paranoia, I still don't think you're gonna trust her.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think you could make another one. If anything, this, to you, it's almost like a flip of a switch from how closed off and almost insulting she was before to now just like, oh yes, come in, we're all good friends. It doesn't sit right with you. But you head out of the Sleepless Agency and to the town to your day's works. They would be, I imagine, largely localized in the High Mart. You've got things to pick up, things to deal with, and most of them are relatively simple.
So easy. Whatever we were up to in that memory we shared, of you supplying a name,
Yeah.
I guess they're continuing doing that, and they ran out of people would miss.
Makes sense.
So they started nabbing whatever they could.
So they're still sacrificing people.
I don't know what they're doing with the people.
I think that they're sacrificing them.
Probably.
We got to visit that hill soon, eventually.
I think we do our errands and come up with a plan. I think the old chapel is a good place to visit next.
If we're gonna do anything big, we should do it tomorrow. There's runes to move and stuff to buy. There's other small things we can do today.
Do we still want to take those mushrooms and look at the Stella?
Kinda, yeah.
You two can go have fun with that. I'll get
Nice.
business done.
Well,
What is the cost of moving a rune?
moving around is the cost of a rune stone, so it's like 4 gold. It's not much.
Okay.
It's pretty close to negligible. It's just the time to do it. You
You can attempt to move it yourself.
I mean, that still
I-
costs that's the 4 gold because
Well,
you need
I
a rune stone to
literally
move it across.
can't because the armor is a +5 or a level 5 item that requires expert in crafting.
Ah,
Into
fair
the
enough.
armor. Yeah.
So the armor rim from that.
I also want to move Red Destiny over, but I can do that myself.
Fair enough. You would be able to easily find like an apprentice wizard that could, or even a smith that isn't Bang Bang that can, or you could go back to Bang Bang that could.
I wanna
he
go
loves
back-
you guys.
Yeah,
Go
I
back
wanna
to
go
Bang
back
Bang.
to
Go
Bang
back to
Bang.
Bang Bang. Go back to Bang Bang.
He's the most trustworthy blacksmith I know.
You would kind of. Are you sticking together, or you get the High Mart and kind of just like spread out to do your various errands for the day? and
To
just-
the wind.
To the winds, yeah. Like you got your thing, you got something else.
I go pick up my club.
You're gonna
Yeah.
go get your club.
Talk to Marley.
You're gonna go get your violin back. You're
Drag
gonna
King
go
with
stare
me.
into the void that is the
Well,
Stella
no,
in the
no,
park,
yeah.
and just
I wanna- I
up
wanna
enlightenment
be the
comes to you. Not that we'll still wait on the mushrooms, but like I don't know. Do you going into High Mart at all?
I guess I don't want to go alone.
That's fair.
So I'll,
That's fair. It's the buddy system.
I'll tag along.
She can't assassinate
I'll
both
go
of you.
window shopping. I don't know what I need to shop for.
Who are you following?
MD.
Hey, that's not even a question.
That was a dumb question. I'm sorry I asked it.
Also,
What about you, Marius?
I'll probably just follow as well and window shop.
So
I
you guys
can't
got
really
the-
think of anything
the
I
group
need right
moving
now.
around.
Also buying a couple of potions too.
Certainly
Potions,
possible. There would be some apothecaries throughout the High Mart that would be able to sell you a assortment of simple elixirs or potions as well. Common, like level 4 and lower, easily accessible. No problem. As you were poking through some things, you're arranging your rune moving, you're grabbing your violin back. We'll get to you in a second. The 3 of you bump into somebody here in the High Mart, up at the Alchemy, at a fairly intricate little
stand where a pair of large freestanding stills about as tall as MD is constantly just kind of bubble and clank with new concoctions. And the shelves are kept full with simple tinctures and oils. You would hear for two of you, well, I guess for all of you, you'll met her briefly, a familiar voice. Oh, Edelme. And turning around, you would just see a smile on Melison's face.
No!
Showing up here in the High March, dressed almost identically to how she was before. That diadem still just set in her forehead.
No dagger in her hand or anything.
I didn't want to
A sword upraised overhead. No.
Okay.
She
She
somehow.
doesn't appear to have any weapons, which is not odd, but like it's not uncommon for even just regular peasants and farmers to carry like a knife or a sword or something. She doesn't have anything that you can see. It's like probably the minority of people that don't have any kind of a weapon that's like visible on them or even a knife at their belt.
I guess the saying holds true. Speak a devil's name and it shall appear in front of you.
I thought I'd felt a tingling on the back of my neck, and now I know why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pleasure meeting all of you here.
Yeah, I've been looking for you.
Have you made any progress?
Well,
She sees your face and just kind of, is something wrong?
I just wasn't able to get a hold of you. I kind of...
I do apologize. I find myself frequently very busy with the county affairs, well, especially in the absence of the count himself.
There's a lot of
Do you want to
distrust in this
speak
face.
privately for a moment?
I kind of look over at MD. I'm like, how private?
You don't have to go far, just a quiet corner in the back of the market, perhaps.
Like, what number of people would mean private to you?
I was hoping to speak with just you.
Mm.
Ignore him.
I'm not even there.
If it's trouble, then please forget
No,
I
no,
asked,
that's
but-
okay. I stare like wide-eyed at MD.
They won't. Melison doesn't lead Edelme like out of sight of you guys or anything. She just moves a bit, sort of around the stalls to a little bit of a quieter place near the edge of the market, where there are some benches and seats just kind of around the outside here. And she just walks over and takes a seat on one of these outer benches again, still very much in the clear view of you two, and just kind of sits. And have I done something wrong?
Listen, so I kind of hear through the grapevine that maybe we're not as cool as you're letting on.
You speak with Reesi?
I didn't, but
Edelme, I suppose I do certainly owe you an apology, but I don't know what you've heard, so let me just be forthright with you. I simply I don't know what to do with you or your friends that have come back, all of you with lost for your minds, your memories, or anything, with no recollection of who you are, much less who we are, or what we were doing. I'm sorry there wasn't more that I could do to help unlock some of that for you. I've had an idea, but I imagine you probably won't be willing to hear it now, and that's more than fair. But I don't mean any harm. I don't mean anything negative towards you people. I don't know how much I can trust any of you. I want to, believe me, but you're hardly able me, are you?
I think that that's yet to be proven.
And perhaps it's unfair of me to make such rash judgments. How can I make this right?
You could answer some questions for me, and then I want to go to Onira's Hill.
That's fair. Ask away then.
Why would killing me help anything?
What?
Yeah,
Where is this coming from?
that's what.
I have no intention of any such thing.
No,
What do you mean?
no.
Where?
No,
Edelme, who
Reesi
told
said that. Well, Easy said that Reesi said that you and her thought that if killing me might fix it. That's me.
No, you grossly misunderstand. If this is an idea that Reesi has floated, it is hers and hers alone. My idea was the yellow sign. I sent that horrible thing out with Reesi to the warehouse, hoping that it would help Easy, you call him?
Martin.
Remember something, that it might unlock some connection to what he knew of what was happening here. That the power that I attempted to wield to unlock your memories wasn't strong enough, but his is different, sure, but far stronger. I'd hoped that maybe he may have been able to open something up for him. To my understanding, Reesi wanted to give him back his violin, but didn't have much confidence that would work and wanted something stronger. That was my idea. I had nothing to do with any plans to kill you, Edelme. Look, Reesi is struggling with this, okay? She truly loves Martin. The Martin that was. And I know you don't remember, but after everything that happened, she blames you for all of this.
What did I do?
I wish I could help you remember.
You could tell me. What did I do?
Truth be told, I don't even know it was your fault directly or even at all, but your adaptations, your modifications, the changes to the ritual that we made, they had strange consequences, adverse effects. It didn't help. It didn't make it work. It just created side effects. I don't know if she thinks that all of what's happened to you is a part of that, and by the gods, I don't even know if it is, but I'll talk to her. I don't think she means it. She can't have. She was as much, well, maybe not as much your friend as Martin's, but as anyone else. As much your friend as mine.
I don't think I believe you.
Well, then I don't know what to say.
I'd like to. You seem to be the only person here who remembers me.
As I mentioned before, I do have an idea. Maybe it'll help. Maybe if nothing else, it'll help you trust me.
Okay.
I tried to open your mind, and that pushed back against me violently. It was far more potent than I had been expecting it to be. But I could try the inverse. I could put a little bit of my mind in yours.
I'm not looking to get kicked out of my own head.
Nothing quite so severe, I assure you, but I would understand. It's not a matter of force. I want to fix you, I imagine, as badly as Reesi wants to fix Martin. I want to put this back how it was, but I won't force it. If you don't trust me, that's understandable. Unfortunate, but understandable.
Do we have to be alone?
Well, I suppose not.
Okay, that's fine then. I'm gonna wave over.
Beck and call.
And
Melison will just kind of look up to you two as you come over, and she'll just nod. Rick, and I don't believe we've been introduced. Melison Kokoro.
Lawrence, nice to meet you.
Do you know much of their situation?
A little bit. I only met them a few days ago. They helped me out, so I owe them a few favors.
6 days, like, not even a week.
Well, to put things brief and plain, I am a psychic, a mind reader. The magic I possess is purely mental and focused on the ego and the inner thoughts. I tried to help Edelme here to unlock some of her latent memories that I believe are still sealed away inside her head somewhere, and did not find much success. So I had hoped maybe to use our previous closeness to unlock them by putting a bit of myself into her. She's skeptical, understandably. And rigors and specifics of this magic would take years to properly explain.
I wouldn't understand a word of it.
Basically, what I want to do is to plant a seed. It will be small and it will be simple, and something that will be up to you to reach out to nourish, if you want. And maybe, given time, maybe it can help. But again, this is your decision.
I'm game.
All right. And she just kind of adjusts herself on the bench, holds herself more upright, and closes her eyes.
I'm gonna look at Easy and see you.
Indeed.
You okay with this?
It's her decision. I'm gonna sit down on the bench next to Cammy.
Are you sitting on the bench, or are you just kind of standing there?
I was assuming she was sitting.
I thought you were just
Standing
kind of
on the
You're
bench.
standing. You're at like eye
Yeah.
level
I was
with her
assuming she
sitting,
was
probably.
sitting. I was thinking you have a nice long conversation. You sit down like a normal person.
Step a little closer. And she'll hold up a hand and kind of spread two fingers and a thumb, almost into a triangle. And if you step up, just reach out and plant the thumb right kind of like between your eyebrows, the two fingers up on your temples, almost up at the hairline. Just gently. And close your eyes. There's no incantation with this. There's no visible effect. There's no manifestation like there would be for traditional magic. What you do feel, both of you, is an emotional effect. You can tell something happened. You feel a strange, almost like lightheaded joy pass through your mind for a moment. An emotion that is certainly not yours. And you feel a small presence. It's not a consciousness, it's not influencing you, it doesn't have any power that you can feel, but it's there. Almost a feeling just like being watched, but a little stronger, a little more solid, like there is just something with you. And she pulls her hand back and opens her eyes. Well, part of me is yours now. If it will help, I can't know, but at least I tried.
What do I do with this?
Don't need to worry about it much. I'm hoping that over time you will connect with it. Don't push it away, but you need not open yourself wholly to it either. It should become comfortable, mundane, even, until it feels right. Until it feels as much a part of you as it was a part of me. And maybe then I can start to open something.
Okay. So you're just gonna see whatever I'm doing now, or
No,
you-
this isn't linked like that. I can't see through your eyes or hear what you hear. It's not a passenger. I haven't committed my senses to you. That would be overwhelming.
scrutinizing everything she
Yeah.
says.
You can make me a regular sense motive check that's not because of paranoia, but just because of justified paranoia.
I would like to help.
You
Got a 19 on the die for a 29 total.
You got your opinion here.
That's fair.
You as you look at Melison here with what she's done, she does. You can tell that there's a little bit of skepticism in her too. Melison doesn't know that this will work. What's your total?
29.
29. She doesn't know that this will work. She's not completely confident in whatever it is that she has done. She is clearly very, very strongly hoping that this will do something. It is impossible to tell if that something is what she says, but she wants this to work more than anyone.
So, how do I nurture the seed?
It's going to feel odd for some time. Just bear with it and just try not to push it away. I won't take any more of your time.
Well,
I need to speak with Reesi, it seems. And she rises up from the belt. Pleasure to meet you, Lawrence.
How do I get in contact with you?
I'll find you.
That's not what I asked.
If this works, that should become obvious. And she leaves.
Oh, Kimmy kind of slumps down on the bench a little bit, arms crossed. She is so frustrating.
You probably need to pick better friends.
Yeah, probably. This thing feels weird. I don't
So you're regretting your decision?
It is certainly odd at first. It's just a permanent feeling like you're being watched. Like it is uncomfortable.
Good thing you're not paranoid or anything.
Yeah, good
No,
thing
yeah.
you don't have an inbuilt paranoia from
She
a-
already had that feeling she was being watched.
It's way worse now.
Is it possible to read aura on whatever's happening to me?
Read aura, your brainworm.
Is that a thing?
There's nothing you can. You would, if you really try to like reach out to your own mind.
That's yes, exactly what I would like to
I
do.
mean, I feel like it'd be exactly just what you expect it to be. Like very faintly, you can detect the slightest little aura of enchantment, which would be like pretty much any mental
Aw.
connection like this. So,
It's-
trying to identify it is something that would be like almost impossible, which is how faintly you could even pick up on it. It's inside.
Almost.
Natural
Nat
20s exist.
20.
Roll a d20. If you roll a 20, literally, if you roll a 20, we'll talk.
Oh gosh.
You have rerolls.
It's an 18.
What's your total?
with what
Do you
added?
want to do you want to re-roll that, or do you want to tell me the total?
What's
the
added?
skill
What am I
level
adding?
or
What am I adding? What am I adding?
I have a DC right here. It would be your occultism.
I
It's not going to
mean,
get better than that.
yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, so then that is 31. Yes!
Somebody in the background is choking.
What Melison has put in you
Where's my pen?
is a seed of a spell. This is basically like a small little psychic trigger that she is pretty much precast and can activate later at will.
Fireball.
It is Dominate Person. It is a total mind control spell.
Oh, she's dead!
Oh, she's dead.
Oh,
How do we get that
no,
out of your
that's
head?
really bad.
That is in you now. You have this trigger in your mind
no,
at any point. Melison can snap her fingers and take control.
Tell us about that, right?
So we got bad news. Oh no! She put, I kind of put my, like, as if I'm gonna cover its ears. Like, she put a mind control spell on me. It's dominate person, is what it's called.
You really need to pick better friends.
I'm sorry.
And everybody's worrying about me losing control.
How long does dominate person last
The
for?
spell hasn't been cast.
When it
So-
happens.
Oh, a bit. It's not a super long-term effect. I think it's a minute.
Can you?
It might be 10
You could
minutes.
do a lot of damage in a minute, though.
Can you get rid of it?
Can I get God? Can I get rid of how do you get rid of it?
All right, cool.
Oh, come on!
I mean, the only thing you can...
Oh,
this is a
no.
type of magic you're not super familiar with. Psychic magic works very differently from traditional magic. The only thing you could think of is you could attempt to dispel it, but this effect is potent. This is like, it is a high level effect. Dominate person is a 6th level spell.
Oh, we need a level up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can we get level
level
6
up.
like right now? It won't help with
6th
that.
level spell, not a 6th level person. Yeah,
it
that's...
won't help with that, but I just want level 6.
But we just have to roll a d20. Roll a 20 on
Technically,
the...
If we get
Technically,
3 wheels right now.
you are immune to any and all dominate person spells as long as you roll 20s.
All right.
The only thing you could think of, you could attempt to dispel it, but this little seed is potent, and that's going to be tough. Knowing it's there,
Is half the
if
battle.
and when it triggers, you would get a save. So you would get a chance to fight back against it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Cool.
Screaming.
She could kill me. She could kill me like that.
Hey, remember how you were talking about how you've never had a character die, and now you just willingly gave up your character's life to an NPC?
Well, come on, Cammy. Gonna go back to sleep agency.
Yeah, it's time to go to bed. Good night.
Meanwhile,
I need to go to the doctor.
Marley.
over here,
Oh gosh.
Marley has my violin.
Easy is heading to the violin guy to have
good time.
a much better time than what's happening over here.
I brought.
Never
I
had
have
a
way too many
character
instruments at this
die.
point because I brought the fiddle to return,
Uh-huh.
and then the one that Reesi got me,
You-
my original.
2 fiddles.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have,
You're gonna get a 3rd fiddle.
have an exchange
Sir,
one.
it had a baby.
You were called Two Penny.
Fiddles
but now you're
reproduced
Two
by
Fiddle.
budding.
3 fiddle.
Yeah, 2 penny to 3 fiddle. That's an upgrade. That's character development, is what it is.
One in each hand, please. One with his feet.
You head back up to the guy who, as soon as he even sees you approaching to the high market, turns around and opens up, pulls out a key from his waist and opens like a locked strong box that he's got and takes out like a velvet lined bundle
Ooh.
and puts it onto the counter, looks to you, and slowly starts unfolding this from your original violin. I don't know what to tell you about this. This is incredible. This is
Yeah, my grandmother is incredible.
she certainly is. Is she
She passed away. I'm sorry.
what I wouldn't give to speak with her about where this came from or the origin. So I took a look across this thing. The way it's put together, the way it's engineered, the acoustics of the body here, the way that the sound resonates down through these carvings is something it's the same concept, but something I'd never really considered. It amplifies it and enriches the sound in an incredible way, and that's not honestly even the beginning of what's incredible about this thing. The keys up at the end, and he reaches up to the little keys you use to tune the various strings. These, I hope that you and the gods above can forgive me. I took the smallest little sliver from one of these just to an alchemist to see if he could confirm what I did, what I suspected, and these we don't even know what these are made of.
Like
These
metal?
aren't wood. They aren't metal. They're something strange. They're just the slightest bit pliable. They're smooth. They're
He has a modern day.
I
fiddle.
think I have a earth.
a material that I've never come across before, and neither had he. And the same with these inner supports where the keys turn, where they fit within the neck of the thing. They're like a rubber, but softened somehow. It's the thing is amazing.
Yeah,
And whatever the coating is across the wood of this lacquer's unlike anything I've ever seen.
She was well traveled.
She must have been.
Lacquer's not lacking.
This is like something akin to a Numerian artifact, my friend, and I will thank you for the rest of my days for allowing me an evening to look it across. And he very gingerly picks it back up and hands it back over to you. You keep that safe. That is an incredible work of art.
I will. And here is your fiddleback.
Thank you.
Served me well, although people didn't really like it. I don't know. I had some bad luck.
Compared to that thing, I don't doubt it. I've always taken great pride in my work. I thought I've carved very impressive pieces, but I've never felt so self-conscious, so skeptical, so fraudulent as looking across this incredible thing. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I hope it inspires.
I very much did, my friend. Thank you 1,000 times. Thank you.
No worries, Marley. Marley, I also have this other one. This is like something that I kind of been working on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give him my original one that Reesi gave me. I mean, how do you feel about this one? Just general.
What are you looking for exactly? It seems to be in fine condition. It's not one of mine.
Yeah,
It's
it's decent.
functional enough. It's a fine fiddle.
Cool.
Are you looking for an appraisal? Or?
Yeah, I just wanted to I'm not trying to sell it. I just want to know how much it's worth.
I mean, it's fairly well made. Probably a few gold pieces. I'd say 3,
Cool.
maybe
I mean,
4. If,
everything really pales in comparison compared to the other one.
well, so that's certainly a true fact for sure. But it's fine enough. But it's a fairly standard, well-made violin.
Yeah, it's my trusty one before I, hooked her out
Just
past and
hand
with
it
the
back
world
across
stuff,
to you.
and she, gave it to me in the will.
Come across the most incredible breadth, assortment of these instruments I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't even bother carrying that thing if I had something like yours in my hands.
Well,
I'd give up the craft entirely. Just learn to play the damn thing and focus on that aspect of things. You
should hear me play at the Stain sometime.
maybe I should.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe I should. Well, pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
And
See you, Marley.
you would have no difficulty finding someone who could move the rooms.
no.
Oh, what are you doing?
You're going
Goblin.
You're going to bang bang.
You weren't getting away from this.
Bang,
bang.
bang, bang,
You-
Bang, bang,
You-
bang.
As you guys kind of split up in Highmart, you leave. You leave Highmart, and you walk back down the road a little ways to Bang Bang Smithy, your old friend, in humongous quotation marks, this goblin metallurgist, and walk up to the, as always, well, you fixed his
Yeah,
door.
door's
It's not
fixed.
stuck. You fixed his door. There's one, I had it on this side of the
break,
table.
he
You
fixed.
right? You
was
fixed
like
it. You made
one
the
really
crafting
high
check.
roll,
You
yeah.
dwarfed it.
Yeah.
Like, you dwarf crafting. It happened.
I think that may have been the natural.
I
was
think
a
you
natural
literally
20.
did.
Yeah,
it.
because
you
threw
said
a
you just
natural
went
20.
up and like
You just went.
I want to fix a door.
And it was good.
like that, actually, just like that.
Did you just drop it? Good.
Yeah.
Stop wasting them. Like it's.
Wait, I want to try.
He said stop wasting.
No,
them.
I got a 3.
You open the door. It opens. Glides perfectly cleanly without a sound from its frame as you step back into Bang Bang Shop, and you hear banging and banging coming from the back as this little goblin is up on what appears to be a smaller anvil next to his bigger anvil with a pair of tongs that are far too big for him. He has to hold one end of the thing and the other against his shoulder to hold something down as he's just whacking away. Give a moment! Bang Bang busy! Me finish fast! And he looks at the door. No! You leave!
I'm just going to hold up 5 gold coins.
Bang Bang have to think.
And then I'm going to hold up the rune.
Okay, fine.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Hey, you come back. There are other smiths in Thrushmoor. Why you have to bother Bang Bang?
I like you.
Last time you came to Bang Bang, demon, ghost, zombie woman come with you. Your blood's still in floor. It kind of nice. It do smell good, but customers no like.
Think of it as a gift.
I spent
Fresh blood.
2 hours trying to lick it off, and it's still stained.
That just sounds like a bonus for the evening.
Only for me!
And now I'm paying you up front.
You know what this look like. People come in bang bang, and they look at this on floor, and they leave. Because it looked bad.
That just means you have more time to work for me.
Oh my gosh.
What do you want?
I want this rune in this armor. Here's the money. I'll leave the armor with you and be back tomorrow.
Fine. When you start wearing tiny armor, wear your big plate.
Where is it?
Why bang bang know where you keep armor?
Then we don't know where it is.
You want more?
Do you have the big armor?
Bang bang can make ya. Can make fit you. Here, hold on. And he
He's really coming around.
his money senses are tingling.
But now there's money in front of him now.
He totters around to the side, but there's a little rack with just a couple of sets of armor on little display stands that aren't like laid out where you can see them. They're just in a heap in the corner. And he picks up a couple of them and pulls them out and stands them up. And at the very bottom, on a stand that's like broken in half, is a set of steel full plate. Full, cuirass, greaves, everything. I can put holes in helmet. It will probably work. Maybe weird to get on.
Keep the helmet. I've got one.
Why you have helmet but no armor?
I don't know why. Armor's gone. I still have the helmet.
You don't keep them together?
No.
Well, you keep shoe in one drawer and other shoe in closet?
Why would there be shoes in my closet?
I don't know! Why is your helmet not with your armor?
Because someone else put it there.
He goes to haul it up off the floor and can't really pick it up, so he just kind of drags the whole display stand as it makes a grating, scratching noise across this wooden floor.
I appreciate this noise.
Out into the middle of the room and just kind of drops it. Bang Bang can make fit. Bang Bang can use rune.
What's the price difference?
I don't know, whatever it says in the Coro book.
It's 13 gold to 50 gold.
Okay, fair, that many.
And
37.
well,
Probably. Bang Bang not good at math.
Oh, man.
How about this instead, Bang Bang?
I'll take the sturdy shield and put that on the counter.
Not that good. It's magic. It's that big magic. And he picks up, it kind of totters, but looks at it. No, there's no rune. Entire shield in candy.
Shield's magic.
You make this? You find this?
Find.
You know wizard friend?
No. You pay difference. You keep that in the armor. I get the rune in the full plate.
We trade. Bang Bang put rune in full plate and keep shield and not kick you out of Bang Bang Smithy. You owe Bang Bang for bloodstains and almost murder.
Trade in 15 gold. You still get about 40.
Haggling.
Fine. And he goes back behind the counter and starts rooting around. And he puts a couple of gold pieces up on the counter and then starts putting up a bunch of silvers. And then eventually just kind of like handfuls of copper. He does not seem to be very liquid at the moment. He's kind of fishing to get it up there. But at the end, 15 gold pieces up on the counter. Give me rest of day. Rune's easy. Bang Bang do fast.
And then I'll go spend my time transferring the rune over from Red Destiny over to the Pokestick.
Fair enough. Place doesn't really matter where exactly you do it. But you going back up to me with these guys because you got plans to sit in the park and do some shrooms, I think.
Does it in Bang
I'll do it in Bang Bang Shop.
Oh, he's loving it. That's what he wants. Yeah, he wants more of you in his life. The rest of you come out of the high market with your jobs done, your fancy violin back.
Yeah, I'll probably buy some leather armor too.
Fair enough, not a bad idea. Something you could easily pick up on the way out.
Yeah.
You'll figure out the minutia of the money situation later. I don't know what all this stuff costs off the top of my head.
Currently, I have 29 gold after that transaction. So
Cool.
that's money that we have to work
We
with.
got
I don't know what everyone else has. I have 29.
I have it.
We got a spreadsheet. We
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
it. We do it between
Yeah.
shows.
I got it.
But you coming out with some nice leather armor, just kind of bundled up in a package that you can carry around easily. You having mostly just window shopped, and you with a ticking time bomb in the back of your skull.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna window shop at possibly some weapon upgrades, but I have no idea how much those cost, so I'm just gonna window shop for now and maybe
What are you
buy one.
looking for?
Fair enough.
Probably
if you're looking
a
for
level up on like the.
do you have
short
a
bow.
striking weapon?
No, he doesn't. I don't.
Then
No.
a striking rune is something you could certainly easily acquire for. Dur probably knows the amount of money off the top of his head.
I believe
if not, we can
striking
find
runes
it.
are 25.
I want to say 25 or 35. It's not super expensive. It's definitely something you would be able to afford. Just buying, and bows especially. You're using bows. That would be like the premier type of weapon that Thrushmoor would have to stock for people hunting. And enchanted bows with potency and striking runes are something that help people who suck a little bit worse at hunting still successfully hunt. Of all of the weapons in Thrushmoor, that would be the premier one. You could just find on the shelf just a +1 striking bow and do a similar thing and trade yours in, and we could figure out the exact coin exchange of that later. But you could absolutely pick up a +1 striking bow if you wanted to. No
Okay,
problem at all.
Yeah.
We'll
Trey,
worry about the actual money later.
From Lil Levick for harassing the poor goblin.
It's not harassment.
A hero point.
Harassment implies
Good
it's
sir.
a person.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Bang bangs.
You're a hobgoblin.
You're in the same
That
boat.
makes it worse. That little trash barrel needs to give me the armor.
Trash.
I don't
It,
like this. I'm uncomfortable.
You
None
step,
of you were there.
Hey,
you
somebody
step
banged
on
him.
its foot,
Oh,
it
no.
opens its mouth, and you put the trash in.
I mean,
They
that's-
do eat
they
trash.
do like that, though.
There's
That
a
does
whole
make them happy.
goblin's,
Yeah,
like,
that's
feet.
okay.
They're the little trash can, little trash barrel.
He's
All right.
Galarian's sweetheart.
Yeah.
I thought it was Cammy.
Daring
I thought that
attempt.
was
Lil Levick
Cammy.
immediately says, "Can I have a refund?" The four of you meet back up
The
outside the
card.
market. What?
The
Oh, what's it
card.
called?
Daring attempt. How hard could it be?
It's the same thing a third time.
Oh gosh.
All right.
You with a new fancy bow. You with your violin bag, some shiny little leather armor. I forgot what you got.
the
You have a
Gold
nuke
Bunker
in-
9000,
The
sir.
Gold Bunker 9000. You have a nuke in your head, and
Tactical Nuke Detective.
you come back together outside High Mart. The park and the stone are right there.
Did you share everything?
Oh yeah, Easy's the only one that doesn't know. You're
Oh
telling
yeah,
him.
no, I
And
totally
you catch
do.
Easy back up on the situation.
So yeah, your
So you
girlfriend.
narked on
Huh?
Reesi. So you said that Reesi then. Kind
Wait,
of
I
included.
narked on. I'm sorry, your girlfriend. You told me your girlfriend was gonna kill me. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you told
More-
you told the bad person about it.
More importantly, Cammy has a spell in her head now.
yeah. That's
I
also
don't
important. I'm
really
gonna
care about Reesi and what happens to her at this point.
Well,
I haven't met her.
I
I don't even know what she looks like.
We've met her before.
I haven't met her.
Listen, I get that you guys maxed or whatever, but she was gonna try and kill
It's
me. Does
fine.
that mean nothing? That's
Easy. Do you have any idea how to deal with the bomb that's in her head?
Yeah, I could try my best. This is
Well,
The power of friendship. A natural 20s. Maybe
gotta
we
do
can.
that. Just gotta get really lucky. But
I could probably dig the spell out with my spear if you want me to
no,
try.
no.
Yeah,
It sounds
not
about as
that one.
reliable as
Not
what
that
he's
one. Not
going
that
for.
idea.
If you attempt, what could go wrong?
the same exact situation we're in, where it's still a bomb.
So nothing gets worse.
Nothing
Oh.
gets worse.
Can you try then?
Yeah, you can try.
You can try
And I'll
anything.
take back.
head down, like,
I'll
do
take
it.
back every mean thing I said about your girlfriend.
Well, that'd be nice. So
What are you trying?
I'm gonna do the spell magic.
What level is spell magic?
All I got is 3.
That's fair enough. That is. So if we know that this is a 6th level effect,
I have to
critical
crit.
success
It's
on
3
dispel
levels,
magic
right?
is 3 levels. So you need to use a 3rd level dispel magic, and it has to crit. To
That's
dispel
possible.
a 6th level. It is
It's
possible.
possible.
Natural
That's
20.
20. There's
Everything's
20 is one of
possible
the
with
faces
power
on the die.
friendship.
Okay.
Give me your cast.
I got a 1,
She explodes.
but I'm gonna.
All right, roll a new
I'm
character.
gonna do a surge of magic.
Her
I'm
head
gonna burn it. This is
All he had to do was crit, and he did.
we had to
I
be
did
more
one kind of-
specific.
I'm gonna thank you, Scott in South Dakota.
We monkey pot it, boys.
Maybe we save Cammy's life. Here we
Thank
go.
Drop a
thank you,
20.
thank
Just
you.
drop a 20.
Oh, the 19.
Come
It's so close.
on!
What's
No,
what's the
no, a
total?
19 's so close to 1.
What's the total?
But 19 plus
What's
1
the
is
total?
20. Total is I add what
You add
at
your.
least
It's the
I'll-
same as your spell attack roll, unless you have
so
something that applies.
1 and then so that's 30.
Third definitely does not critically succeed.
Okay. Well, I did my best.
He puts this magic in you. You try as hard as you can, but you can feel it still there.
So, mushrooms still, or is that
I-
probably not a good idea?
I think that's going to be postponed.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm not
Okay,
doing
so
okay.
worst case, we have to deal with Cammy and Marius.
The worst case is getting worse.
Yeah, a lot of people are ticking time bombs.
Don't you worry. If you stop being you, I will pick you up, put you in a basket, and put you back in the cabinet.
Okay.
We're not going to let you go on a rampage.
Well, it's not gonna be much of a rampage if I just get myself.
Well,
We'll tie you up too,
Right. Then.
just for safety.
So you'll be.
it'll be just like the
I'm
asylum.
not gonna say it.
I'm. I really don't know what they're doing. This magic is not.
We keep fighting, and we ignore it for now.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
We can't do anything right now. We just tried.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can ask for some help.
Are there any wizard stores?
I'm going
in
to the
High
sleep
Market.
agency. I'm going right back. The only person I know who knows anything in this town.
There's
My
Listen,
no-
I have a favor to call in right now.
And my door's open if you guys ever need me 5 minutes later. Hey,
So about that.
I'm very, very
About that,
sick.
I just had a bomb planted in
And
my
if
skull.
it's not her, it's Winter. Like those are the two people I trust the most in this town.
That's fair.
There's so many yellow things going on in this town. Or there's some kind of yellow pages that we could look up. a
Oh
wizard.
my gosh.
I hate you. Go home.
You could certainly try to contract just some random wizard. There are plenty of mages that sell their abilities either for hire or they make scrolls or simple magical effects.
The best.
The vast majority of enchanted items that pass through the world are not things you will find in the core rulebook. They are extremely mundane and exceptionally simple.
The soul
Like
seeking brew.
a blanket that keeps you a little bit warmer, a more effective
the
brew,
cauldron of
a,
soup that says it tastes good.
a scythe that makes all of the wheat that it chops fall exactly in one direction into bundles. They're
Nice.
extremely simple enchantments for life, and there are just wizards that do those kind of things and provide those kind of enchantments. Shoes that they're just more comfy than they should be.
Shoes
It's
that never break.
shoes that never break.
I love the
Enchanted
self-repairing
plus one
clothes.
souls.
Was
It's
Dr.
there's-
Scholl a wizard?
There's clothes in the core
Gosh,
rulebook
he
that are
was-
self-repairing. In one of the books.
really
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, those
it's like
two.
travel clothes that just repair
But
themselves.
there are so many extremely basic enchantments. There are a great number of random little wizards you could just try to contract and see if there's anything they could do for you. But you've also got Winter, and you've got Lady Rents. Of the two, your conversation with Lady Rents implied that she is also not terribly magically cast a cat. She's not terribly magically
Cat's the wizard.
inclined. But maybe she knows something. Winter is a fairly potent Pharasman cleric.
But we're
Here's
kind of
the
on
issue.
thin ice right now.
Just don't bring him.
I leave him outside, tie him to a post.
I mean, I can wander away for a bit if we
You can't
need to.
wander away. You're under strict supervision, buddy.
We could leave you at the Sleepless Agency while we talk to Winter.
We split up.
Hey, Lady Rents, can you keep an eye on him? If he does anything particularly devious, to
Leave
stab
him
him.
with the babysitter.
Exactly.
And the four of you head down to New Chapel. to talk
Sorry,
to
Marcus.
It's for the best.
New Chapel's been pretty transformed since you came in here poking around trying to figure out what had happened when Marius had come here some nights back. The main worship hall of the building has had its pews all sort of shoved and stacked to the sides and replaced by bedrolls, dining tables, simple sleeping and living areas that have been laid out in something like a more organized, better supplied facsimile of the chapel back in Briarstone Asylum. And indeed, so many of the same faces are here. Many that you would recognize from Xandalus's cult that had come across, and many that you would recognize as the patients that had been stuck in asylum itself before everything fell apart that had been in the chapel sanctuary. Their lives are certainly better here. They have food. They have warm blankets. They have not a siege of horrible demons trying to rip them in half.
And no corn slop.
Yeah, no corn slop. They can eat real stuff. And finding
Like
Winter in here,
grass.
finding Winter and explaining the situation is no difficulty. She takes you back into an area behind the main area of worship, or what would have been part of the cloister where the priests themselves would live. The small will be a meeting room for them. She listens to your explanation of what's happening. Clearly obvious concern on her face. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I doubt my magics are stronger than Easy's. I could try a similar hand to attempt to simply remove it magically, and I will certainly, but I'm very unfamiliar with this kind of magic. I don't know I'll be able to help. I don't even know who could.
Just try.
Of course. I'll focus as well as I can. And she just kind of grips her holy symbol a little more tightly, scrunches up her face, and incants a spell.
I expect a villain point on this.
And she's going to do her best. I rolled an 18. That's so high, but it's not going to crit.
I expect a villain point. You said her best.
18 is her best. That's pretty good.
That's not a 20.
The 20's right next to it. I can see the 20.
Exactly. You're so close. Just spin the villain point and roll
You would
it a
again feel a very similar spell just try to pull, wash across you, and at the end, that feeling is still there. It's the most potent magic that I can muster. Anything?
No.
I wouldn't even know where to send you. Accuser Omari. She was a far more powerful mage than I. She's a practiced wizard.
She's not here.
She isn't, but
I need someone here who can fix the problem now.
this would be the domain of the high priest of this very chapel, but they're gone as well. Anyone that I could even think of in this town who could have helped is gone. Thrushmoor's falling apart at the seams.
That's not my concern.
It means that all our avenues of aid are cut and dry. It means that we have nothing to fall back on. We have no priests. We don't even have a count. We have no one to ask. We could ride for Caliphas, but I don't know what would happen. And it would be days, weeks even.
Would there be anything in the old chapel? Any old artifacts, relics, something?
I haven't been up there. I don't know. I imagine most of their operation would have been moved here, but desperation is as desperation does. Why did that come to mind?
Just think about other religious magic stuff.
There's been people poking around in the old chapel. We don't know who and we don't know for why. But I guess that's our next best option.
Same exact person that poked your brain.
Hopefully I can find Omari. I went up to Fort Halicourse, but was rebuffed in short order. I spoke with Sergeant Season. She's apparently the man-at-arms for the entire guard at the moment, and I'm certainly not willing to take visitors. I'm going to try again. I don't believe Omari is there, but it may be the most recent place she was. If this constable is willing to speak with me, perhaps I can find a lead to something. If we can find Omari, then, well, maybe she can help. She will help. Until then,
If you're gonna try again, go with us tomorrow. We're getting some magic dealt with today.
Very well. Then I will meet with you tomorrow morning, then. I can give it another attempt, but I have little faith in my ability. I
hope it's not too long a wait. I don't know what she intends, but you trusted her enough to plant this, didn't you? Did you tell her much of what Melison told you, or are you just like, I have a bomb in my brain, help me?
Oh, I just spilled it. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So
Panic vomit the information.
that's fair. If you trusted her enough to plant this in you, if it's not impossible that it is well-meaning. I know it's hard to believe, but it's extreme, but similar therapies have been used before, even by my own cloister. I've never used them for something like this, but we used them for I was a soldier, a military veteran, who'd come back from a world wound. Who'd seen terrible things and continued seeing them in his sleep. That same magic linked, well, our High Mother's mind with his and helped him to come to terms with it. Helped him to rationalize it. I've seen it work.
Okay. Then, yeah, I guess let's just hope that it's that.
I can try to remove it again tomorrow, but I doubt I'll have more success than today.
I'll be here.
Just ticking away.
Thanks. I'm sorry for asking for so much of you.
It truly does seem like, for now, as the day passes on and comes close to its close, there's nothing you can find that'll help you. All you really can do is return to your cottage, then rest.
Would you like me to roll that crafting check for the rune?
Yeah, you can throw it in there.
Just so we don't forget.
Fair, that's fair. I forgot you were doing the one yourself.
Rolled a lot of fours.
I have rolled a strangely large amount of fours today, specifically
Better
fours.
than ones.
May the fours be with you.
I will use Daring Attempt to re-roll, which I believe that was from Lucidius.
Is it just as a reroll, or does Daring Attempt do something? For
It's
this?
just as a re-roll.
Oh, okay. I was like a daring attempt to move my
No,
rune stick.
He takes it and brings it together.
If
Ah!
If I didn't have a clue what I was doing, Daring Attempt would be
That's
perfect.
fair.
There we go.
Oh,
That's a 28.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, you're moving like a striking grid. That's like level 3, 2, 3 or 4. It's not a high DC. That probably almost critically succeeds. So you would be fine. That would have
Yeah.
moved across. Your hobgoblin long stabber is now extra enchanted.
I'm going to start calling it the kebab.
It's worked well as a kebab.
Our weapon names are great.
You come back from winter assuming that Marius would return as well from the Sleepless Agency.
Yeah, we
But-
pick him up, let him know what the plan is.
You
Oh,
head back to the Sleepless Agency, and he isn't there.
come on, man. Be cool. You said you'd be cool.
Lady Rents says that he had waited some time, talked through some possibilities. Nothing really came to fruition, and then he said he was leaving to meet back up with a group of you.
Well, I knew we should have paid for the upgraded babysitter.
You did a fine job.
So once more,
She's not a babysitter.
without your perfectly normal ghoul friend who's certainly up to nothing that will have repercussions later,
I'm sure he'll go save a kitten.
you have a
from tree.
missing ghoul.
It's a good man.
Becoming blinded once more by hunger. You have the mind control bomb in Cammy, and there is nothing that any of you can do about it.
I want to scream.
You can do that.
Don't you worry. It's not a real bomb.
And that's
It's like a will
You're the
bomb.
bomb.
that's
Oh,
the
no.
fuse. That's where we end today's session.
Oh, come on.
That's it.
Never trust old friends.
There's nothing left to try. When we return next week, when we come back to Strange Aeons, maybe there's a solution. Maybe we just have to keep on keeping on. We have some direction for things that Melison seems to be involved in. Maybe there's some kind of answer or solution there.
Maybe something happens before that. Regardless, between now and then, we actually have a lot more Pathfinder content coming, and we got the big ticket items on the UGT show this weekend. Come back tomorrow, the Sunday slot, 4 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to be premiering a brand new adventure. A whole new Pathfinder show through something you might have heard of before called Abomination Vaults. That is a, I believe, unique adventure in 2nd edition in that it is the only AP at the moment that is a mega dungeon. Remember book 1 from Strange Aeons, how the entire book was this one asylum you're trying to survive in? Now extrapolate that to a whole adventure.
Decimated even.
That sounds really fun, actually.
It does
Penultimate.
sound
It's
super
super
fun,
fun.
I'm a
honestly.
big fan of dungeons.
I haven't read through Abomination Vaults because I want to keep up with it too. It is the single most popular adventure path that Paizo has ever released.
Really?
By
Really?
a lot. By a ton. Abomination Vaults is a absolute fan favorite. So if you want to see the undeniably good take on that adventure,
That's good. I like that.
That's cute.
Yeah.
it's still UGT, you like it.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
that's super cute.
Get out of here.
afternoon, that's episode 1. The ground floor, the introductions of an entirely new party, a new setting, and a new adventure you're not going to want to miss. And then the day after that, Monday, you know it's Malevolence Day by now. Surely, you know me and Sully trading places. She's coming over here. I'm desperately just trying not to get murdered. It's okay. I take out my frustrations by putting a time bomb in her brain on this show. Monday. How's your stress level? How's your actual stress
Actually,
level?
Bad.
Should we
Yeah.
roll a stress check for the bomb?
The episode is over.
I think MD just gets like 15 stress immediately.
Monday evening is a very special episode of Malevolence, possibly the most special of them all because it is the finale. The bittersweet of it ending, but also it ending.
Yes!
With the ending. And if you want to see how the adventure of the Numida family wraps up, you're going to want to be here, twitch.tv/UGT show, Monday evening to catch that one live. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for being here. For all of your support. For the winter, please just walk away wheel. For the hero points, the blesses. And we are alive.
And we are alive.
For now.
Oh.
Stay safe. Stay sane. We'll see you next week.